Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. Before the sun came up in Berkeley this morning, they were ready, showing the entire world it is Bear territory on a memorable college game day. But what they set the stage for was a visit from number 8 Miami in Cal's first home game as a member of the ACC in conference play. And now night has fallen. Bear territory is alive and hoping that they can knock off the number 8 Hurricanes tonight. Alongside Brock Osweiler, I'm Reese Davis, sitting in for Dave Fleming. Dave has a family situation he's taking care of, and certainly we send our best out to him. Brock, we've already had a massive upset in college football with Vanderbilt knocking off Alabama at home. This is far less improbable than that one, and the atmosphere is going to be electric tonight.
No question, and I think you have the formula for a potential upset here in Berkeley tonight. When you look at the Cal football team, if there's going to be an upset against the number 8 team in the nation, it's because of the elite Cal Bear defense. Listen, they lead the country with interceptions with 10. They're holding opponents to just 12 points per game. This is going to be Cam Ward's biggest test of the season on the road tonight. But don't forget, that Hurricane offense leads the country in explosive plays, and they're scoring 49 points a game.
And Cam Ward's the big reason why. He's been as dynamic as any player in the country for the Hurricanes. Sort of the missing piece for Miami this year. They got him out of the transfer portal. He's played a couple of times against Cal when he was at Washington State.
Well, listen, he's off to a phenomenal start, but last week against Virginia Tech, he had some turnovers on the first series of the game, had a fumble, threw a couple interceptions as the game went along. But the most impressive thing about Cam Ward's performance last week was his short memory, how he bounced back. He didn't worry about those turnovers as the game went along. There was a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter, and he led his team to a huge home win over Virginia Tech.
They got the break on the call late against Virginia Tech to remain undefeated as we take a look at today's Bear Paint game plan.
Well, listen, for Miami, establish the run game early. We talked about the aerial attack that the Hurricanes have, but you're on the road. Hostile environment against a good defense. A run game's your best friend. Lean on the Oregon State transfer, Damian Martinez. And for Cal, you got to continue the turnover magic. You're number 1 in the country with 10 interceptions on the season. You need more of that short fields for your offense.
Miami and Cal, the ACC after dark from Berkeley. You're watching the ACC on ESPN as we go to the field in Sherry Burris.
Well, Reese, Cal quarterback Fernando Mendoza is trying to treat this game like any other, but he said he'd be lying if he didn't say this one means a bit more. He grew up just blocks away from the University of Miami campus, dreaming of playing football for the Canes. His dad, also named Fernando, played on the same high school football offensive line, is now Miami head coach Mario Cristobal. But the Canes never came calling for Mendoza coming out of high school. He made the analogy for tonight. It's perfect approaching this game. Whenever you try to keep an egg safe, you always end up cracking it. He's trusting the process, progress, and his instincts tonight, Reese.
All right, Sherry, Cal won the toss. They deferred. Miami will get the ball first. Ryan Coe will kick it away for the Bears. And we are underway, a home game in the ACC for Cal and Miami. Oh, let it sail through the end zone. They'll have it on the 25 to start this first possession. And here comes Cam Ward, your quarterback who has been through quite the journey. Hope you saw the piece on College Game Day this morning. One scholarship offer. It was Incarnate Word in the FCS. He went and absolutely tore it up. Then a couple of years at Washington State. Brock threw for more than 7,100 yards, and boy, it's been a great addition for the Canes.
He has. He's been absolutely sensational this year for Miami. There's a reason why he's at the top. When you look at the Heisman Trophy race right now, he's been outstanding. But, like I said in the open, this is going to be his biggest test of the season going against this Cal defense.
He'll keep it on the ground. First play in the Oregon State transfer. Damian Martinez met by Teddy Buchanan. Picked up about 6. Those two, I think, will greet one another quite often tonight.
What a season Cam Ward is off to through the first 5 weeks. And every single football game this year, he's thrown for at least 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he leads the country with 18 passing touchdowns.
Really good pickup on the ground for Martinez on the first carry behind that veteran Miami offensive line. Elijah Arroyo in motion. Martinez picking his way, gets across the 35. Buchanan stops him again. And they may mark him down just short of the 35, so it'll be third, maybe half a yard.
Well, you definitely get a sense of what Mario Cristobal wants to do on offense. There's the head coach right there for the Miami Hurricanes. He wants to establish the run. Mario Cristobal, a former offensive lineman that won 2 national titles at the University of Miami under Dennis Erickson. He's a big physical guy. He wants his teams to win the line of scrimmage.
See if the Canes keep it on the ground. Try to pound away at this Bear defense and pick up the initial first down of the night. Xavier Restrepo in motion. They will give it to Martinez, and this time he does have the first down and gets out around the 40-yard line. And it'll be a first down for the Canes.
Just a phenomenal job on the left side of the line. Markel Bell, Matthew McCoy opening up a great hole for Damian Martinez on 3rd and 1.
Markel Bell in there. Jalen Rivers was a game-time decision. Thus far, we haven't seen him, as Martinez will take a breather after getting the first 3 carries of the night. Empty backfield for Cam Ward. Cal sending pressure. He gets rid of it. The catch is made by Jacoby George, and George will get across the 45-yard line, a pickup of 7.
Very impressive opening drive for the Miami Hurricanes, establishing the run, popping a little inside tunnel screen to the slot, into pressure. Perfect play call by Shannon Dawson. At some point right now, Miami's really controlling the game on 1st and 2nd down. Cal's defense is going to have to find a way to get the Canes off schedule.
Well, you see both of these teams, their strong suit on Miami, though they're very good on defense too. Second in the nation in scoring. Cal has not allowed more than 14 points in the game this season. It's been Justin Wilcox's calling card, both as a head coach and back when he was a defensive coordinator. Sam Brown bobbled it initially and pulled it in. It'll bring up another 3rd down.
It's a great job outside by cornerback Marcus Harris, the transfer that came over from Idaho, playing really, really well in the secondary for the Cal Bears. Recognizes the bubble screen, does a great job at the point of the attack, forcing a 3rd and short for the Canes.
Harris, a first-team All-American at the FCS level, and off to a good first month plus for the Bears. 3rd and 4. Mark Fletcher beside Cam Ward in the backfield. Ward getting heat, tries to get away, keeping the play alive, but he will go down, and the Bears get the first sack of the night. Nate Burrell was the first guy there, and he was hanging on for dear life.
That's a great job by the linebackers for the Cal Bears. Cade Uluave and Teddy Buchanan. Peter Sermon, defensive coordinator, electing to bring pressure on the 3rd down call. Cade Uluave chews up the running back in protection, and then Teddy Buchanan does the rest. Having a phenomenal year for the Cal Bears, forcing a punt on the opening drive for the Hurricanes.
So after losing 8 or 9 yards, Dylan Joyce will have to punt it away. End over end, and chasing it down is Mikey Matthews. Now he's going to get away from it. The ball is taking a Cal bounce, and it will be blown dead right at the 27-yard line. So really good field position for Fernando Mendoza and the Bears when they come back, because that defense is already getting after Ward. Cal got a stop on Miami's initial possession, and now Fernando Mendoza, the Miami native, the quarterback for Cal, played at Columbus High School, which is Mario Cristobal's high school alma mater. Grew up just steps away from the Miami campus, as Sherry Burris told us earlier. And Cristobal and Fernando's dad, also named Fernando, were teammates on that Columbus High team. In fact, Fernando told me yesterday, you see the first down play to Jay not going nowhere, that his dad, Fernando's dad, after being teammates with Mario, went to the U for a year, won a national championship in crew, then transferred to Brown. So some brains in the family, because at one time Fernando was committed to Yale. And here he is at Cal, continuing to grow as a quarterback. Lost 7 on that first play. Now Mendoza fires a strike in there, but unable to hang on. There's Tron Grizel, a guy that Mendoza told us would be a key part of the game plan tonight.
Well, Tron Grizel, usually a sure-handed, reliable receiver. He's kind of been the security blanket for Fernando Mendoza going all the way back to last season. Very rare drop for Grizel in the slot.
So on 3rd and 17, it bears noting number 4, Ruben Bain, is back for the Hurricanes. He's the ACC Rookie of the Year last year. He's been dealing with injury, but back 100% ready to go. He drops off the pass rush, and Ott is swallowed up immediately after catching a short pass. Yanni Hill with the stop for the Canes, and absolutely nothing doing on that first series for the Bears.
Yeah, what an impressive 3-and-out by the Miami Hurricane defense. This was something I was very interested to watch coming into this football game. How does Cal handle the front 7 for the Hurricanes? One of the most athletic, physically tough groups in the entire country, and they showed why, forcing a 4th and 20 on the opening series for the Cal Bears.
Well, Mendoza talked about getting the ball out of his hands, Brock. He's been sacked 13 times in the last 2 games, and Miami can certainly get after the quarterback, so Lachlan Wilson will be punting it away, and fair catch is made right at the 37-yard line, and Miami will have it for its 2nd possession of the night. So when you see Cam Ward, the improvisational skills are obvious. From your extensive experience, he's a tremendous college quarterback, outstanding NFL quarterback. What do you see when you watch him?
Well, you know, I think the first thing that jumps out to me about Cam Ward is you can tell his confidence is infectious. His teammates feed off of it. His command and poise is off the charts. And when he gets outside the pocket, he's one of the most dangerous and electrifying players in all of college football.
A sack ended Miami's first drive and forced them to punt. Let's see what the Bears have dialed up. They go to Mark Fletcher. Fletcher into Bear territory inside the 40, and he's finally dragged down by Miles Williams, but not before he has the Canes on the move with a 28-yard run.
Well, listen, this Miami Hurricane offensive line, they're big, they're physical, and they're athletic, and they showed that on that last play. Capturing the edge, big number 78, Matthew McCoy, getting Mark Fletcher out in the open. Mark Fletcher at 6'2", 225 pounds. He's also special. He can run in between the tackles, but he showed his burst and speed on that last run.
Miami's not afraid to use several running backs. Martinez has been leading the way. They use Fletcher a lot. We'll see the speedster Chris Johnson, we expect too. Ward standing in the pocket, finds Xavier Restrepo, and they're in the red zone. Another first down for the Canes.
Well, and then there's the poise that we just talked about in Cam Ward. He works right initially at the snap, then he works back left, then he comes back to the middle of the field to find the sure-handed Restrepo, who keeps climbing up the all-time record books for Miami Hurricane wide receivers. It's the pocket presence for me with Cam Ward that is just so impressive. His pulse is low at all times. His mental clarity is obviously through the roof, and he just sees the field so well.
The coach that faced him earlier this year said the calm was special, and you just didn't see it very often. It was displayed there. Fletcher has it again. Fletcher trying to keep his feet. Had he been able to, it would have been a touchdown, but he stumbles down after a pickup of 8.
Great job by right guard Inez Cooper on the pull. Just a little inside gap scheme play. Fletcher, we talked about his size at 6'2", 225 pounds. That's where he wants to make a living. In between the tackles, coming downhill. He's a big-time thumper. When he lowers his pads, he's going to get some extra yards. The way this Miami offensive line has set the tone and won the line of scrimmage early is very impressive.
They need 2 on 2nd down. Back to the ground, and Fletcher sort of picking his way, now driving and picking up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Ulave on the stop.
So this is a scenario where you have good on good. What I mean by that, Miami's offense on the season, they're scoring touchdowns 70% of the time when they get to the red zone. But on the flip side, Cal's defense has only surrendered 6 touchdowns on the entire season. So it's going to be very interesting to see here if Miami can punch the football into the end zone for 6.
No one has scored more than 14 points on Justin Wilcox's team. Miami trying to put a 6 on the board with their second drive of the night. First and goal. Fletcher has it again. I think their intentions are clear. They're just trying to bully the Bears, and Fletcher does. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
Bully is exactly right, Reese. We know what type of football Mario Cristobal wants to play. He wants his offense and defensive line to set the tone, win the line of scrimmage, and that is exactly what that left side of the offensive line and Carpenter, McCoy, and Bell did on that series, along with running back Mark Fletcher punching it in for 6.
5 plays, 63 yards. Andy Borregales puts it through, and it is a 7-0 Miami lead, a little over halfway through the first period here in Berkeley. Now the Bear offense will have to try to find a way and answer, because the Miami offense just imposed its will on that last drive.
ESPN College Football is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app. And in part by Mercedes-Benz.
This morning, they reminded us on College Game Day that everybody picked Auburn to beat Cal, which they did not. There were great sign game out there, Brock. You see the Calgorithm, which has taken the internet by storm. Saw Marshawn riding in on a golf cart. But my 2 favorite signs were, "You're blocking the library," and I thought this was a protest.
Oh, that's Hall of Fame signs.
Elite way to make fun of yourself, not take yourself too seriously, and lean into their reputation. A great crowd this morning.
Yeah, you got to give the students a lot of credit. I was just watching from the hotel room, but it looked like a fantastic environment.
Well, it was really fun. There is Noah Williams, and there's a flag on the play. It's a great return from Williams, the dynamic corner, 33 yards, but where that flag came flying in, and is likely to be walked back.
Noel Williams, an elite returner, already a touchdown return on the season.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 9. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
And Nate Black leading our ACC crew tonight. First home game for the Bears in ACC play. Really outplayed Florida State in their road game, their most recent game, but came up short in the red zone. That's the only loss Cal has had this year.
Yeah, it was the red zone woos, right? They had 5 trips down there, had 0 touchdowns on the game, and then missed 2 field goals with inside 40 yards. Something that the Cal football team definitely worked on throughout the bye week, just getting back to fundamentals, technique, and cleaning up those little errors.
Well, they need to find some kind of room on offense. They went backwards for the last drive. Jaden Ott, healthier than he's been all season beside Mendoza. Ott will have it. Not a whole lot of running room, maybe picks up a couple.
Well, you can see the game plan for Miami's defense. They know Cal wants to try to establish a run and screen game with Jaden Ott finally being healthy, star running back for Cal. So they're just suffocating the line of scrimmage. There were 7 guys around the box right there on that last play. If Miami's going to play that way, Cal has to find a way to push the ball downfield vertically in the pass game.
And it looked as if Ott might have a slight hitch in the get-along. Certainly hope not. As he comes out, Mendoza tries to dump the screen behind the on-rushing Miami lineman. And couldn't get it done. It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, trying to work a little inside tunnel screen to tight end Corey Dyches. He was actually connected to the formation right off tackle, but the Miami defense wasn't fooled for a second. Great job diagnosing.
Javian Thomas now in the backfield with Mendoza. Fernando trying to find some room, gets a little and fires it complete, and it's a first down for the Bears. And out there to make the grab is Mason Starling. 14 yards on the game.
Yeah, that was a great pickup by slot wide receiver Mikey Matthews, just a sophomore that transferred for Utah, working on a one-on-one situation with the Washington transfer, Mish Powell.
Well, Mendoza missed his man. He was trying to find Isaiah Hunter.
Yeah, going back to this third down throw, great job by Fernando Mendoza, recognizing pressure, which creates a man-to-man opportunity outside. He finds the matchup he wants to take advantage of, and that's advantage Cal. When you have a safety covering a slot wide receiver, which is exactly what you had on that third down play, advantage usually goes to the offense. Great recognition by Fernando Mendoza.
And good catch by you. That was 8 rather than 9. Making the catch, Matthews making the play. Now, Mendoza stands in, he delivers, and it's complete to Dyches, and they wanted to get him involved, and now Cal's found a little something. There's a headgear down as one of the offensive linemen for the Bears, Will McDonald. The center lost his hat, so they'll have to send in a replacement for him for at least a play. 16 yards on the game.
That was a great job by tight end Corey Dyches, just working a little return route. This is where the foul is. The helmet comes off. See a little hands to the face, but a great job staying in there in pass protection. Fernando Mendoza finding the one-on-one matchup with Corey Dyches on safety Jaden Harris. Somebody that Justin Wilcox said yesterday, listen, we have to find a way to get Dyches the ball early and often.
He certainly did on that one, but nothing doing for Javian Thomas as Tyler Barron, the Tennessee transfer, was there to meet him at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Tyler Barron making his presence felt early on in this football game, does a phenomenal job with his hands, getting off the block there to make a tackle for no gain. You just mentioned it, Tennessee transfer. How he got out of Knoxville, I have no idea, because this man knows how to wreak havoc off the edge.
Not that I want anybody to leave us, but his former teammates are in a fight in Fayetteville over on ABC right now. Here's Mendoza. Mendoza firing a strike. He's got his man. Big tight end running free. Jack Endries. He's into the end zone. 57 yards. Miami's talking over what went wrong, but think that felt good for Mendoza, overlooked by his hometown team, his childhood favorite, and he strikes with a big play.
Phenomenal play call by Mike Blesh. Fake a slip screen outside. Tight end fakes like he's blocking, releases vertically. Remember, Cal's already called multiple screens early on this football game. Great job setting up the play call.
Mike Blesh, the offensive coordinator, working upstairs tonight, and Mendoza delivers.
Well, Mike Blesh, like I said, did a great job of setting up the play. We're going to fake an inside tunnel screen. The tight end, Endries, is going to fake like he's blocking, reverse vertically. The defense in the secondary bid on the fake. Great throw, great catch. Cal answers back. We have a ball game here in Berkeley.
A tied game here at Berkeley, tied at 7, and we're keeping eyes, guys, on Cal running back Jaden Ott, who's favoring that right ankle. We see him here on the bike. It's the same ankle he hurt back in week 1. He missed that last series of the touchdown. Here's something I'm going to keep watching for.
Sherry certainly want to see Ott get back in there and see if Ott to go can get going. Reference to a very popular internet song this week.
Wasn't that just everywhere?
It was awesome. O-T-T-T-O-G-O. We hope he can. Ryan Coe puts it into the end zone, and the speedster Chris Johnson's going to bring it out. It's got a seam. And just tripped up at the 30-yard line. Excellent return by the Miami running back. As we check in with Matt Barry right now. What do you got, Matty? How about that win for P.J. Fleck?
Huge win. Had Michigan on the ropes not too long ago. Now you get the win over USC. Huge win for the Golden Gophers.
And by the way, welcome to the Big Ten on the road, SC. Michigan Now Minnesota. Miami going right back to the ground and going to Martinez. As we take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by AT&T, the stunner in Nashville, they tore down the goalpost, threw them in the water, which they do in Knoxville when they beat Alabama. Number 1 goes down. Texas likely to move to the top. Tennessee in a fight to the end. And now apparently Miami's going to have its hands full here tonight, at least if early indications tell us something. Second down and 7 inside 15. The helmet communication turned off. It's where Ward's dangerous, so calm, steps away, and Olave gave him a little love tap right on the sideline. I don't see a flag yet. Probably just enough.
Yeah,
just enough.
That was close, Reese, but I think that was a clean play by Olave. You see Cam Ward, he's right on the edge of the sideline. I think that's a clean ball play. But hey, listen, that's how Cam Ward plays football, right? He gets outside the pocket. He's going to take his time. He's confident in his abilities, but so is Cade Olave. Just a sophomore, won the freshman Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year a season ago.
I know he knew he was out of bounds. Ball security, something to watch. Ball did come loose, out of bounds, something that Cam has struggled with on third down. And that was a really, really good run to pick up 3 by Damian Martinez and move the chains.
Yeah, very physical run by Damian Martinez. 6 foot, 232 pounds, transfer from Oregon State. Listen, this is a guy, when you make first contact on him, he's not going to go down. You got to gang tackle him. You got to get multiple hands on him. What's going to be interesting in this sequence, Miami, they've established the line of scrimmage. They're imposing their will up front. How does Cal combat that run game? They're going to have to bring an extra safety into the box, but that's a double-edged sword because now you're going to get chances to push the ball down the field.
He showed a little pressure on the corner, and he takes a shot down the field and finds Sam Brown. Pickup of 21 on the play. There's a flag down just inside the 40-yard line.
That is so impressive. Cam Ward going with the hole shot. The Cal Bears bring a nickel pressure. They play cloud, cover 2 to the field. Cam Ward showing off his arm strength, throwing that football in the hole.
After the play is over, sportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 3. 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
That penalty's on Jacoby George. And George will go over and have a visit in a moment on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's never a fun trip to the sideline. Your coach saying, listen, we just picked up an explosive gain. It was a great throw and catch. What are you doing out there? You got to keep your composure. Got to keep your emotions in check early in the football game.
Martinez in, 1st and 10 though on the pass as the penalty was a dead ball foul. So you just need 10. Ward gets it out to Martinez. Martinez dances into Bear territory and he's knocked down at about the 46-yard line. He picks up 7. See what happened with Jacoby George, Brock.
Yeah, going back a play ago, you're going to see George at the bottom of your screen, completely away from the football. Little hand fighting there late in the play with Marcus Harris, transfer from Idaho. I'm sure there's a little conversation being had down there as well.
I'm going to be candid. It looked like back and forth there a little bit to me, unless there was something that occurred that you couldn't tell from here.
That's what you got to think. Maybe a few choice words were said.
Yeah. You mean there are bad words uttered on the football field? Salty language?
Every once in a while.
Ward getting a lot of heat, a lot of Bears after him, and Cam will throw it away and save the play. It'll be 3rd down. Olave among those chasing Cam Ward.
It's It's a great job by the front seven of the Bears, just swarming Cam Ward. They know when he gets outside the pocket, he's one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the entire country. Uluave coming, bringing pressure at the bottom of the screen from the linebacker position. Listen, he is a freak athlete. He plays with his hair on fire. Cade Uluave can be a game wrecker, as you're seeing early on.
Uluave has reminded Ward that he's on the field a couple of times now. Got him on the sideline and got him as he released the ball that time. Jordan Lyle has checked in at running back for Miami. Lyle has the ball. And he is going to be stopped short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down.
That was a really impressive run by Lyle. Ricky Correa, big number 91, 325 pounds, broke through into the backfield. But Lyle, just 190 pounds, found a way to get some positive yards.
Counting down the final seconds here in the first quarter in Berkeley. And it's been a good one. You see Lyle coming up hobbling just a bit. Cal was able to answer with that big strike, and we go to the second quarter here in Berkeley, tied at 7. Play of the second quarter will be a 4th and 2 for Miami from the Cal 45, and Mario Cristobal is going to go for it.
If Cal can find a way to get a stop here, this would be as good as a turnover. You get a short field for your offense and a huge swing of momentum early on in this football game.
Mark Fletcher scored a touchdown for Miami. He's in the backfield. Ward flips it out in the flat. That's a great play. Elijah Arroyo made the catch, but he was knocked down immediately. And how about that sturdy Golden Bear defense? Miles Williams with the play.
That was a great play by strong safety Miles Williams. He's in man-to-man coverage on tight end Arroyo hiding in the backfield. You're going to see Miles Williams in man-to-man coverage. Play action fake, but Miles Williams doesn't take the candy, keeps his discipline, keeps his eye on his man, and is there to make the tackle for a huge 4th down stop, giving his offense a short field here.
Man, what a tackle. Came flying in there, and this is not a second guess. You weren't in love with the decision to go for it on 4th down there.
No, early in the football game, I'm a big fan of playing field position, take points.
Please reset the game clock to 14 minutes and 57 seconds.
But listen, I understand the call by Mario Cristobal. He's established the line of scrimmage. They're running the football at over 5 yards a clip. It was time for a play action, but credit Miles Williams and that Cal defense for stepping up.
Sure, the analytics said go. Sometimes there's also a percentage chance you get stopped. Now let's see if Mendoza and the Bears can strike. They go for it on the first play. He's got a man out there. Tron Grizel is inside the 5.
Miami loading up the box to stop the run. That's what Cal's shown on 1st down. Great job taking advantage of the one-on-one matchup down the field.
Ruben Bain just got off the field. Jaden Ott pushes ahead as Mendoza got the Bears to the line quickly, hoping to catch Miami disorganized. That last play was 51 yards, Brock.
Tron Grizel lined up with Mish Powell, the transfer from Washington, playing the safety position. Once again, Mike Blesh, offensive coordinator, finding a mismatch in the Miami defense. A slot receiver is going to win on a safety every time. If Miami's going to continue to load the box, Fernando Mendoza and his wide receiver core, they're going to make the Canes secondary pay.
Mendoza's thrown a couple of strikes here. Here's Ott, Jaden Ott, O-T-T-T-O-G-O, to the house, Jaden Ott.
And that is what a healthy Jaden Ott can do. The Cal Bears, they're trying to hit that football inside, but there is nowhere to go. Ott bounces it out to the perimeter, makes one miss, shows his speed, his elusiveness. And when he's healthy, he's as good as anybody in the entire country.
He led the Pac-12 with more than 1,300 yards last year when the Bears were members of that conference. And in the ACC home opener, they say he's healthier than he's been all year. He has given the Bears the lead, and it looks like we might have a barn burner brewing in Berkeley. And Matt, perilous on the road in the SEC. Two top 4 teams losing to unranked opponents away from home. And might we have a little bit of that going in the ACC tonight as Miami, ranked 8th in the country, finds itself down to Cal 14-7.
Yeah, I want to go back, Reese, to the big explosive pass play on the previous drive that led to the touchdown for Cal. Great play call by Mike Blesh. He's running a little grab route here up at the top of the screen to grab the attention of the cover 2 safety, and that creates a one-on-one matchup on this cover 2 cloud safety. Tron Grizel on Mish Powell, one-on-one, a little half roll to move the pocket, buy your quarterback some time against an elite pass rush. Just a perfect throw, perfect route, and great play design by Mike Blesh.
Brock Cal has 2 pass plays of longer than 50 yards tonight. They're 2 longest pass plays of the year. The touchdown pass to Indries, and then the one you just showed that led to the touchdown. Our Fletcher has been very effective on the ground. First down game picks up about 8.
So this is where Miami's really excelled tonight on 1st and 2nd down, staying ahead of the sticks. Cal is going to have to find something within their defense, whether it's stunting the front, twisting, maybe it is bringing extra pressure on 1st down to get the Canes off schedule, but give a lot of credit to that front 5 for Miami.
Ward fires it. He's got his man, Isaiah Horton. It'll be a 1st down for the Canes. 16 yards on the game.
Great job by Cam Ward. Play action fake gets the linebackers to step up, and when those linebackers step up, there's no defenders there to stop the little backside glance route. It's kind of like a deeper slant route. Great job at the play action fake. Linebackers step up. Beautiful execution with Isaiah Horton and Cam Ward.
If Justin Wilcox, Peter Sermon can come up with something on D. Ward buys a little time, unleashing one, got a man in the end zone, and it's knocked away at the last minute. It was Horton out there, and on the coverage was Marcus Harris.
What an unbelievable play by cornerback Marcus Harris. You said it, Reese. The throw and catch was there to be made for a big-time touchdown. But Marcus Harris beat early in the play, shows off his speed and acceleration, doesn't give up on the play, gets his right hand in there for the pass breakup just as look at Cam Ward. Can't believe it. Can't believe he goes, man, that was a touchdown. I knew it from the time I let go. But credit Marcus Harris, the Idaho transfer, with the big-time pass breakup.
So instead of the tying score, it's 2nd and 10. And this Hurricane offense can strike from anywhere at any moment. Back to the ground. Fletcher does not get away from Uave, who's been all over the place tonight.
Just a tackling machine. Getting a little chippy down there, Mark Fletcher. See Marcus Harris, David Reese in there late. John a little bit, but great job by Cade Uluave. Teddy Buchanan took on the lead block. Uluave scraped over the top. Great job on the tackle to force a 3rd and medium.
Those 2 guys, Brock, combined for about 18 tackles per game. It's tops in the ACC. Now 3rd down.
I expect Cal to bring pressure here to force Cam Ward into making a quick decision here on this 3rd down.
Bear crowd trying to bring a little noise. Ward flips it out. Got his man complete, and it's Horton with a catch this time. Pickup of 10. And it'll be a 1st down.
Tell you what, Cam Ward is the best in the business when it comes to making plays outside the pocket. Early on in that play, Cal brings pressure. Kedu Luave coming right up the middle, forces Ward outside the pocket, but there's just no panic in the quarterback. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected, throwing back across his body. Just an absolute playmaker at its finest.
Most guys, you'd go, no, 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 not this dude. I mean, we've seen him do it all season. He is remarkable.
There's a different set of rules when it comes to Cam Ward.
You bet. You bet. He has the Canes on the move inside the 40. They'll go a little end around with Jacoby George, and Cal will have none of it. There to make the stop, Xavier Carlton leading the way, and Marcus Harris also in there on the stop. There is a flag down.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 0. 15-yard penalty coming into the play. Automatic. First down.
Uluwambe has done a lot of good things tonight. That one was not helpful.
Well, that's exactly right. He's been playing a great ball game early on, making tackle after tackle. But Uluwambe, listen, he plays with his hair on fire, but that's going to put you right on the edge sometimes. You see him having a conversation with the officials. Hey, I didn't do it, but listen, when the whistle blows, when the runner's down, you got to pull up.
So it sets up Miami just outside the 25. Keep it on the ground, and Martinez is greeted in the backfield by T.J. Bowlers. Lost a couple on the play.
Great job by T.J. Bowlers, the Wisconsin transfer, winning the one-on-one block. But the reason why he's in a one-on-one situation and getting into the backfield is because Peter Sermon's electing to bring pressure once again, which forces that offensive front for the Hurricanes to be in one-on-one blocking situations. Great job by the 6'2", 290-pound redshirt junior making a play in the backfield.
See what Shannon Dawson and this Miami offense have now for Cam Ward on 2nd and 12. Ward dances away, somehow stayed on his feet, I guess, and now just swings it out of bounds to save the down. How in the world he stayed up there, I'm not sure.
He's a magician. This quarterback knows how to keep a play alive better than anybody in the country. Give a lot of credit to the Cal defense for swarming, but great job by the quarterback getting rid of the football.
Cam's mom, Patrice, I believe we have a microphone on her tonight.
He's never missed a single one of his college football games.
Isn't that something? Patrice and Dad Calvin sitting there watching him playing. Hey, it's been a haul for them too. First Washington State, now at Miami. Now on 3rd and 12. Firing to the outside and too high. It'll bring up 4th down.
Cam Ward trying to get the football on an out pattern to Sam Brown Jr. Transfer from Houston, started his career with offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson. But an errant throw by Cam Ward. Great job in coverage by the Cal Bears. Really good sequence by that defense. Been really impressed with what this defensive unit has been able to do against Cam Ward early on in this football game.
So Andy Borregales will try to turn this into points on the drive from 46 yards out. He's 6 of 7 on the season. Ball is on the way. And it is true, and Miami draws to within 4. And I think Cal will take that all night if they can keep Ward and the Canes kicking field goals. Let's take a look now at the Now What moments brought to you by Prudential.
Well, listen, the Cal Bears came out slinging early on offense. A little fake slip screen to tight end. Endries for an early touchdown in the first quarter. Great play design. Come back, Mike Blesh, another phenomenal play design, getting Tron Grizel matched up one-on-one on a cover 2 safety, Mish Powell. And then Jaden Ott, finally healthy. He's been banged up since week 1. Turned nothing into 6 points. Great to see Jaden Ott healthy and back in the lineup for the Cal Bears.
Well, if there were nerves Cal worked him out after that initial 3 and out that went backwards for 10 yards. You mentioned earlier the 2 longest pass plays of the season on each of the last 2 drives. Long pass plays, something that Michael Irvin specialized in.
Yeah, he knows a thing or two about running a few go routes down the sideline, making some plays. One of the best of all time.
And a charming guy. He once met my late mother-in-law, who wasn't a football fan in the least, and she was like, he is so nice. I love him. He is a charming dude. Good dude, Michael Irvin.
Infectious energy.
Yeah, that's for sure. But maybe not quite as charming at the moment with his Hurricanes trailing right now and wanting to see if he can help exhort that defense. And what a start for the Miami native Fernando Mendoza. 5 of 8, $134. The touchdown pass to Endries. And now Cal has it back with a 4-point lead. He pulls it. And Fernando will do some nifty running to get out just across the 30, pick up a 6. Mish Powell on the stop.
That was a really good job of Mendoza getting some positive yards there. Give credit to Miami's linebacker, Wesley Basaint, number 31, recognizing Corey Deitch is splashing across the screen. That's who Mendoza's trying to get the football to out in the flat. Nowhere else to go. Mendoza finding some positive yards.
To the ground, Ott slips a tackle, and Ott is hidden just up around the head and neck area and dragged down. Making the stop is Basaint.
That was a really impressive run by Jaden Ott. Kiko Mauinoa was there to make the play. Middle linebacker for the Miami Hurricanes. Ott kind of hit him with a little stutter step. Like there might have been a face mask in there as well.
He turned the head, but it never looked like he totally grasped. Probably fortunate to get away with the call. And now it's going to be 4th down and about a foot. And they're sending tight ends out and not sending punchers out.
Well, we talked. I think this is one of 2 things. Either Cal's going to try to get Miami to jump off sides and elect to punt the football, or Justin Wilcox is trying to send a message to his team.
And Miami called the timeout.
First charge timeout, Miami.
Now, if you were in
It will be 30 seconds.
we'll talk about this in a minute, whether you agree with what Justin Wilcox apparently was going to do there, and he'll have a little time to think it over should he choose. Well, it's been a wild Saturday of college football, and we've got a lot more coming out. Next week, we'll start at noon on ABC. Alabama's got that one by its name right now. That'll change tomorrow afternoon when the new AP poll comes out after falling to Vanderbilt. Texas likely to move back to the top of the poll. The Red River rivalry against Oklahoma. And then Ole Miss and LSU, an old rivalry coming up at 7:30 Eastern time from Baton Rouge.
What a great slate of football coming up on ABC next week. I can't wait to watch all 3 of those matchups.
And we've got a good one here tonight, and the offense still on the field. And they will snap it. Mendoza aggressive. Not only do they get the first down, they've got a lot more. And there he goes. Jaden Ott again. Track speed. Touchdown, Bears. 66 yards. That's why they write songs about you. They might need to write one about Fernando Mendoza. What a play call.
Mike Blesh just having a masterful game. Offensive coordinator for the Cal Bears continues to find great matchups. He's certainly winning the chess match early on with defensive coordinator Lance Guidry. The Miami Hurricanes in an all-out blitz, selling out to stop the run, which is what allows Ott to get to the second level and wide open for a massive touchdown for the Cal Bears.
You know, Brock, my good friend Bill Raftery would describe that call with one word: onions. Jaden Ott 66 yards, and number 8's on the ropes in Berkeley. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. Cal has put together its 3 longest pass plays of the season. The most recent one, a 66-yarder to Jaden Ott on 4th and 1 to give the Bears a 21-10 lead on Miami.
Look at that smile on Jaden Ott's face. You think he's happy to be back in the lineup? Banged up since week 1, hasn't been able to be out there with his teammates. Already 2 touchdowns on the night.
Fernando Mendoza's averaging 20 yards per pass attempt. That's pretty good. It'll be a touchback, and now Cam Ward and the Hurricanes will go back to work. So that's that last touchdown.
Let's go back to last touchdown. Aguirre is in man-to-man coverage on Jaden Ott. Jaden Ott is just trying to out-leverage the defense while the quarterback is on the move. Aguirre decides to blitz rather than stay in coverage with Jaden Ott, and as soon as Aguirre blitzes, that's what pops Jaden Ott wide open. No one is there to make the tackle, and he finishes the play in the end zone for 6.
You can always tell the track guys by the stride. It looked like Christian McCaffrey, you know, that quick turnover, hitting him just right. Although the Cal fans probably don't like me comparing the Bear running back to a Stanford legend. Jordan Lyle is greeted by who else? Uluave.
Uluave doing a phenomenal job with his hands. Left guard Matthew McCoy coming up to block the linebacker at the second level. Uluave was having none of it, doing a great job with the hand-to-hand combat, getting off the block to make the tackle.
Cade's had 11 tackles in each of his last 2 games, and he's well on his way to doing it again. 2nd down and 7. Ward high and snagged by Jacoby George. Knocked down by Miles Williams. Pickup of about 6. Be just short of the line to gain.
Great job by the 6-foot wide receiver George going up. Ball came out a little bit high for Cam Ward. The Cal defense sinking into a soft zone coverage. Good recognition by Ward taking the underneath throw.
Canes could use a 1st down here to reestablish a little momentum. And they've been very good on 3rd down this season. And they'll pick up another one. Rumbling ahead and getting across the 40-yard line is Damian Martinez, a pickup of 11.
Great job by right tackle CC Mawanoa. True sophomore getting up to the 2nd level.
Officials timeout.
Helping his running back pick up the 1st down.
We got a Bear down. That is Ryan McCullough. Number 43 is the Cal training staff out to attend to him.
Young player playing very, very well with this Cal defense. David Reese was the day 1 starter, got banged up early on week 1. Ryan McCullough, just a true sophomore, stepped in for David Reese, who led the team in sacks last season. When you talk to the coaching staff, McCullough is somebody that they are very high on and say that he has an extremely high ceiling.
Well, he's also in agony right now. He's sitting up now, and they've helped him to his feet. Now Ryan McCullough will limp back toward the Bears sideline.
You know, Reese, you start talking about this sequence and you look big picture, 6.5 minutes to go before halftime. Cal up 11 points, but we have to remember Cal gets the opening 2nd half kickoff. So if Miami's not able to find a way to get points here, maybe Cal finds some more before half, opens up the 2nd half. You know, I don't want to call this a gotta have it drive for Miami, but points would definitely make them feel a lot better going into halftime.
As you watch this, is there something from a scheme standpoint that the Bears are doing to sort of slow down Miami right now, or is this just
You know, Peter Sermon, listen,
them.
they just have they're so technically and fundamentally sound. They're always in the right space. It's really hard to find explosive plays on this defense. And right now they're bringing a little extra pressure, and they're getting into the backfield and disrupting Cam Ward.
Keep it on the ground for a short gain, Sherry.
Yeah, Reese, and you know what? Coach Cristobal this week said he was going to give his guys the, quote, rat poison lecture today, meaning not buying into their own hype. Coach told us there was just too much talking going around. He felt like this team had potential and had a chance. They just had to handle success. Coach saying success will kick you in the butt if you let it. I can tell you down here, I'm seeing a much more sense of urgency, particularly coming from this defense, too.
He came to College Game Day this morning, and he was standing right in the cauldron right in front of him. And right now, Cam Ward is being swallowed up by it as you have Xavier Carlton with a sack.
Great job getting into the backfield by Carlton, working on left tackle Markel Bell, who's in for the injured Jalen Rivers. Xavier Carlton has just been a pillar of this defense the last couple of years here in Cal. Just a relentless player off the edge, has great size and length at 6'6", 275 pounds, forcing the 3rd and long for the Canes.
Damian Martinez in the backfield. Pressure coming at Ward, the whistles, and Miami uses a timeout.
Mark to the snap. Second charge timeout. Miami. It'll be 30 seconds.
The second timeout that Mario Cristobal's team has used here in the first half. While we've got a moment, a reminder tomorrow, a pair of Game 4s in the WNBA playoff semifinals, 3 Eastern on ABC. Liberty and Aces, then on ESPN, the Lynx take on the Sun. Both Liberty and the Lynx up 2-1 and trying to move on into the finals. WNBA Countdown tips off coverage at 2:30 Eastern on ABC. Here is Fernando Mendoza. An enjoyable first half for him. As we said right off the top of the broadcast, Fernando's dad, Mario Cristobal, high school teammates at Columbus High. Mendoza told me yesterday might take a little while to settle down. He admitted that, this means a lot to him, playing against his hometown team, and he has more than done that. Really into the sports psychology, mental conditioning, and he has handled himself beautifully in this game so far. And now it's a 3rd down and 9 for Cam Ward and the Canes. They pick up the pressure beautifully. And Ward fires a strike in there, and a big hit coming in from Craig Woodson to separate George from the football.
What a great play by backside safety Craig Woodson. The 6-year senior, he's a do-it-all safety, complete player, cornerstone of this defense. Cam Ward makes the right read. He finds George wide open down the field. But Craig Woodson's instincts and his speed, second to none around the country. He will be a draft pick in the upcoming NFL draft, showing off his skill set, getting off the field and getting the football back to this offense with time to work before halftime.
And you know what else you see, Brock? A lot of times you'll see guys make that play and not make it cleanly, draw a flag. Instead, just an excellent defensive play to get the ball back for the Bears. And there is a flag on the punt. You mentioned it earlier. It has been testy, a little chippy. Now the men in stripes will gather to discuss the options.
Both teams pride themselves on being physical, tough. This is an ACC conference game. Both teams trying to assert their will early. It's getting a little chippy down there on the field.
After the play was over, personal foul, hands to the face, kicking team.
Well, that'll help with the field position.
And one of the halftime adjustments is going to be, I know both head coaches are going to say it, you have to keep your emotions in check, keep your composure. These 15-yard penalties are going to come back to bite you.
And now something you just brought up. Cal has the ball. They get it first in the second half. They can put together another drive here.
This is a huge opportunity. If you can, get points when you can get points, but if you can run the football, if you can milk some clock and find any points on this drive, you're really putting yourself in a great position for the second half.
Mendoza keeps it himself. Short gain before a host of Canes there to stop him. Fernando Sr., what do you think the heart rate and the butterflies are for him? And we know his son's fine. He's a calm dude. Or at least he's trained himself to be so. And not much going on that completion. And got it out to Indries, who had a touchdown earlier. We mentioned a couple of times the connection. It's an interesting thing for sure, particularly when you consider these guys were both on the offensive line together. The Cal quarterback's father, Fernando Mendoza Sr., and there's Mario. Look at Mario with a neck roll.
Listen, high school teammates. Mendoza grew up a 3-minute walk from the University of Miami. He said, listen, I'm not going to put any extra pressure on myself this week, but this game does mean a lot to me.
3rd down and 7. Mendoza gets rid of it. It's a completion and a good play in the open field to stop Isaiah Hunter before he could get to the first down marker. Mawanoa with the stop.
Yeah, Mish Powell, Mawanoa rallying for the tackle. Great stop by the Hurricanes back against their wall. Really felt like all the momentum had gone to the Cal Bears here in this second quarter. Great job on the 3 and out and getting the football back to Cam Ward before halftime.
Number 5 for Miami is now wearing number 35.
It's Ray Joseph wearing number 35. You might have heard the official say so. Avoid those duplicate number penalties. Lachlan Wilson will punt for the Bears. A little bit of a low snap. He handles it just fine. And Joseph signals for the fair catch and makes it at his own 24. So with just under 3 minutes, 2:42 remaining here in the first half, Miami will have it back down by 11. Here's a look at the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. Winner of the new 12-team College Football Playoff kicking off December 20th will eventually claim that trophy in January in the championship game in Atlanta. All the things that have happened today, all the highly ranked teams, Matt Barry mentioned it earlier, sort of shakes up just when you think 1 month into the season, you've got a picture of how it's going to go. Everything gets turned upside down. Miami back to work. Cam Ward down 11, now feeling some heat. Gets away as only he can. Now firing back into the middle of the field, and he's got Restrepo for a first down.
The improvisation by Cam Ward is just so impressive. Listen, he had his running back, Mark Fletcher, in the flat early. Everything else was covered down the field. But that's not good enough for Cam Ward. He wants chunk plays. He wants explosive plays. Great job of keeping the play alive and finding Restrepo over the middle.
Now back to the ground. Plenty of running room for Fletcher, who gets it up to midfield. We're just short of it, pickup of 11. And we have reached the 2-minute timeout. Miami still with a timeout to use as they try to get points on the board late in the half. Lex's halftime report. A couple of major upsets. Tennessee tumbles late at Arkansas. Vanderbilt tore down goalpost. I don't know why they're tearing stuff down. They're trying to rebuild their stadium, but I think they can be excused. What a performance by Clark Lee's team. All the highlights coming up with Matt and the guys shortly. Here, Cal has a 21-10 lead on Miami as we're finding out just how perilous the road can be everywhere. Canes trying to get something going before the half. They move into Bear territory, pick up 5, Ward to Isaiah Horton.
It was a really good tackle by Cade Uluave coming all the way from the linebacker position. Cal Bears bringing an all-out blitz zero pressure. If Miami makes one miss, they score on that last play.
Ward another completion, first down for the Canes. Clock will stop while the chains move. Uluave with another stop.
Good job of Cam Ward, just taking what the Cal defense gives him. One play, 2 plays ago, bringing all-out pressure. Last play, dropping to zone coverage. Peter Sermon really spinning the dial with his defensive calls tonight.
Clock running down to 1:15. To the ground. They'll pick up maybe 3. Canes with just 1 timeout left here in the first half.
I think this is really good clock management by Mario Cristobal. You want to go fast, but you don't need to be in a hurry because you don't want to give Cal the football back with any time before halftime.
So calm, so patient, retreating. Now he's in trouble, and Ward goes down. Incomplete pass. Now you're going to have to look and see. That's going to be called grounding.
It's third down.
They may talk this one over. I'm not sure he was outside the tackle box. Not sure if there was a receiver close enough. This ACC crew will go over and review the play. What did you think?
Well, you know, I think the first thing that you need to talk about is early on in the play, Miami's trying to push the football down the field, nowhere to go. Restrepo did pop open midway through that play in the middle of the field as the second read to Cam Ward. Not sure if he just didn't see him, but here in the scramble, we're trying to see if Cam Ward's knee goes down before the football comes out.
I believe it did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a sack. It's going to be about a 16-yard loss, and that calmness and that patience, assuming that they're seeing it the exact way we do, is going to end up biting him on that particular play.
You're exactly right, Reese. And listen, I've said it all night. Cam Ward is the best in the country when it comes to ad-libbing, getting outside the pocket, buying time, and making these just unbelievable explosive plays outside the pocket. But sometimes he just needs to take what the defense has given him. And if he moves through his progression, his second in progression on that last play was Xavier Restrepo. All-conference wide receiver, wide open over the middle of the field. Missed opportunity for the Canes and Cam Ward.
And Brock, if this is called a sack, it will be the third one of the first half that Cal has gotten against the Canes.
We coined it early in the football game. We said one of the country's best offenses is coming into Berkeley tonight to face one of the country's most elite defenses. And right now, Peter Sermon and that defensive side of the ball, they're getting the better of Cam Ward.
So now, how does, assuming that that's the call, how do you approach this if you're Mario Cristobal? Or, on the flip side, Justin Wilcox, he's got all of his timeouts left, too. But I imagine Cal's just going to want to get into the locker room at 21-10.
You know, I think it depends on where the ball ends up in the field position after this punt. If Cal's able to get some positive yards on the punt and start with some decent field position with those 3 timeouts that you just mentioned, Reese, there might be some opportunity for points.
After further review, the runner's knee was down with 46 seconds left in the game. Miami has elected to use their third charge timeout to avoid a 10-second subtraction. It's third down.
At this point in the half, you have a play like that stopped it. They would run the clock for 10 seconds, but Miami used the timeout, so there won't be the runoff.
Yeah, so keep an eye. You're going to get a double move at the top of your screen, and then Restrepo is going to try to sit down right here in the middle. That's the second read for Cam Ward. Nowhere to go on that first read. Great job by the Cal defense bailing out, but you're going to see Ward right in the middle of the screen. Cam Ward has a clean pocket, needs to keep his vision down the field and get that football to Restrepo.
So this is third down, and they're going to have to get this one to Moraga.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 46 seconds. Thank you.
Cam's mom and dad hoping for better results on this 3rd and 25 than on the last play. But you know how quickly he can strike.
Miami showing 5 wide empty formation. I'd be shocked if they did anything but throw a screen pass here.
Consider yourself shocked. Down the middle, and it goes off the hands of the receiver as Sam Brown couldn't haul it in.
Well, and usually when those footballs get tipped up in the air, the Cal defense comes up with them. That's why they lead the country in interceptions. That play call by Shannon Dawson really surprises me, considering the down and distance and the momentum shift in the football game.
Opportunity to make the catch. Not sure he would have gotten there anyway. Uluave was there. You know why? Because he's been everywhere in the first half. Of course he's there. Mikey Matthews standing inside his own 10. Try to field the punt for the Bears. Now he's going to run away with it. And an excellent punt that they'll mark out of bounds right at the 5-yard line. And one would assume Cal will take a knee and take this lead to halftime.
Yeah, with that excellent punt on 4th down, pinning Cal inside the 5-yard line. If I'm Justin Wilcox, I'm happy with an 11-point lead against the number 8 team in the nation. I'm going to take a knee, head on into halftime.
Remember how I said earlier that Uluave was well on his way to his 3rd consecutive 11-tackle game?
Tell me he's already there.
He's passed it. A dozen tackles in the first half.
He is so fun to watch play football.
Mendoza will take a knee. And what started early this morning before the sun came up in the heart of campus here in Berkeley, an opportunity to show the entire world it's Bear territory. And look at those big plays that Fernando Mendoza has turned in all these Cal quarterbacks. First one since 04 with 3 50-yard completions in a half. And it has the Bears up by 11. They'll get the ball first. We've hit the half here in Berkeley. 21-10 now to Matt Barry after the break. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. You are watching the ACC on ESPN from the Pacific Coast. Cal's first home conference game, and they are trying to make it memorable here in Berkeley on top of number 8 Miami, 21-10, as we get set to start the second half. Reese Davis, Brock Osweiler, Sherry Burris with you, and Brock, what a performance in that first half by the Cal defense against this explosive Miami attack.
Phenomenal performance. I think you need to give defensive coordinator Peter Sirmon a ton of credit in his Bears defense. They've been elite in that first half, and you're talking about going against an offense that's used to putting up 49 points per game, and they're doing it by getting Cam Ward off schedule. They're bringing extra pressure from the second level. The defensive line, they've been phenomenal. They're just relentless at getting to the quarterback, Cam Ward, not really letting him building his timing and rhythm into this football game. And then when you look at the secondary and what they've done, they've had big pass breakup after big pass breakup.
Our player spotlight is brought to you by Cintas, and zero has been everywhere. Kedu Uluave.
Yeah, Uluave with 12 tackles in the first half, playing with his hair on fire. Xavier Carlton, huge sack late there in the second quarter. And then Nate Burrell just being extremely disruptive up front for the Cal Bears. This is the formula Cal wanted to play with.
Hey, just a few moments ago, Brock, somebody said something about somebody's mama and everybody got upset.
You can't have mama jokes on the football field.
No, we've seen, kidding aside, we've seen some chippiness. This is an intense game, high stakes. We saw it this morning when Mario Cristobal came to game day. Road coach doing it, not many have. Dan Lanning did it, won the game. Cristobal hoping to follow suit there. Cal deferred. So they get the ball first here to start the second half with an 11-point lead. Good coverage by the Miami special teams unit. Noel Williams is knocked down short of the 20 as we check in with Sherry.
Well, Reese, talking to Coach Wilcox now, his team, his offense out there to start the second half. He told me on offense they need to get their rhythm and convert on first downs. And similar sentiment for his defense. He wants them to stop Miami on their early downs and get them behind the chain, particularly when it comes to third. Now, talking to Coach Cristobal, he said Miami, again, finding themselves in a similar situation like they did last weekend against Virginia Tech. Need to learn from those lessons, getting back to basics and fundamentals to get back into this game.
We don't root for winners or losers, but I'll take a last-second outcome like we had there in attacking that pass. Daryl Porter Jr., as Mikey Matthews was the intended receiver.
You know, Reese, Sherry just brought up a great point. Miami's been here before. They had their mettle tested last week against Virginia Tech, down multiple times by 10 points in the second half. But the thing that the Canes did do last week, they didn't flinch. They kept playing. Cam Ward started making plays on offense. The defense made some plays. This is going to be a very interesting second half to see the Canes' response.
And Brock, over the course of the season, Cal has owned the third quarter. They've outscored their opponents 27-0, making those adjustments. Mendoza fires a strike, has Maven Anderson.
That was really good recognition by Fernando Mendoza. Miami showing an all-out pressure, putting linebackers up in the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball, dropping out into zone coverage. Mendoza finding the soft spot in the zone out by the sideline.
Cal's first possession of the game went 3 and out, hoping to avoid that same fate here in the first possession of the second half. Avoided they make them count later in the half. 3 pass plays longer than 50 yards. Third down. Mendoza gets away for a moment, but not for long. And Simeon Barrow there to make the sack.
What a play by Simeon Barrow. Only a 3-man rush. So there's going to be double teams across the board. You're going to see Barrow coming up from that left defensive end spot. Normally plays the defensive tackle position, but he's athletic enough to play on the edge, just beating the double team by the Cal Bears and forcing a punt on the opening series. Great start for the Hurricane defense.
How about the backhand and the strength to hold on?
Unbelievable. What a play.
Ray Joseph back to return it, and that's going to airmail past him and then kick to the side is Lachlan Wilson. It's a good punt, and Ray's encouraging everybody to stay away. And they'll pin him inside the 25, a 60-yard punt off the foot of the Australian. Which almost goes without saying for most of the punters in college football these days. So now Cam Ward will come out. 12 of 18, 109 yards, certainly not bad, but by his lofty standards thus far in the season, we would expect a little more explosive capability. Mark Fletcher's in the game as a running back, but he is split out, 5 wide receivers. Ward holding it, calmly surveying, throwing back in the middle of the field. Is that dangerous? And it's picked off. Noah Williams has it. He's on his way. Pick 6. The nation's leading team and the nation's leading interceptor with a lightning strike here early in the second half in Berkeley.
Noel Williams used to having to work a little more hard to get those interceptions. That was a gift from the football gods. Cam Ward doing the cardinal sin for quarterback play, rolling right, throwing back across his body to the left. Noel Williams there in zone coverage to make the quarterback pay and take the interception back for 6.
Look, there's a long time left in this game, but now serious enough at 11, and now this extra point can make it an 18-point game. A lot of time, but on a day when highly ranked teams have fallen into the traps on the road, stepped on a rake and hit themselves in the face, Miami's in danger of doing it too, now down 28-10.
Well, we know Cam Ward's one of the best in the country at making plays outside the pocket, but give a lot of credit to David Reese, finally back in the lineup, healthy tonight for the first time in a couple weeks, gets the initial pressure on Cam Ward, forces him outside the pocket, and then at that point on the backside of the play, you're going to see Noel Williams right on the 40-yard line, just playing zone coverage, keeping eyes on the quarterback, just like he's coached to do. When Cam Ward throws the football up for grabs, you might want to think about a different defense to try.
Well, he has turned the ball over in his career. Remember, he's faced Cal a couple of times when he was at Washington State. Last year, he had 1 interception and lost 3 fumbles in the game.
And listen, when you talk to offensive coordinator from Miami, Shannon Dawson, he says, listen, the good comes with the bad. You have to love the whole player, and that's how they feel about Cam Ward. They know he's going to take some risks with the football, but what they're used to seeing in moments like this, a short-term memory and coming back and making some plays and finding a way to get the football into the end zone.
Ryan Coe with a big boot out of the back of the end zone. And you've mentioned this earlier, too. Cam Ward has just what you want. Really short-term memory about things like that. Learn from the mistake, but it won't necessarily make him uptight, cause more anxiety. He comes out and just keeps balling.
No, and this is a moment that NFL scouts, they're in the stands tonight, and they can't wait to see how Cam Ward responds to this moment. He's used to having big, explosive plays. Cal only gave up 1 play of 20 yards or more in the first half. So Cam Ward, his back is against the wall. The game's not going like he's used to having in the previous 5 weeks. How does he respond to the moment?
Try to keep it on the ground. Teddy Buchanan there to stop Fletcher after picking up a couple. Brock, remember, Miami scored first in this game. It was 7-0 since then. 28-3 Bears.
Well, and I think the biggest reason for that is you have to give the Cal coaching staff a ton of credit for making adjustments with how they were going to play their defense. They started bringing more pressure. They're getting Cam Ward off the spot, and they're starting to stop the run game.
Olave came in hot, and they spit it out on the screen, and now running free is Jacoby George. George down the sideline. He's chased out of bounds. He'll get it into Cal territory, picking up 25.
What an unbelievable play by Jacoby George. Nowhere to go on that tunnel screen. Makes multiple defenders miss. Give a lot of credit for his offensive line getting out there. Matthew McCoy, Sam Brown Jr. laying great blocks, but Jacoby George showing off his athleticism, making something out of nothing.
First and 10 from the 48. They'll keep it on the ground. Fletcher cuts it back nicely and gets inside the 45. Pickup of about 4.
And that's the Hurricanes offense you were just talking about on the opening series of the night. They started to control the line of scrimmage, and you saw that on that last play. A safety flies up, Craig Woodson for Cal, forces the play back inside, but because the Canes offensive line is in such control, there's 6 positive yards there for Miami on first down.
Chris Johnson's in the game. This often means a play for him, and it is. Flip it out to him. He's a great speedster, but he couldn't get started. There, wrapped up to make the stop is Craig Woodson.
It was a really, really good open field tackle by Craig Woodson. Shannon Dawson just trying to get one of his playmakers the football in space. If you make one guy miss in those situations, there's going to be an explosive play to have. Credit Craig Woodson coming out of the middle of the field at the safety position, making a big-time tackle to force the 3rd and 5.
Here comes the crowd. Motion from George. Now he turns it upfield. Ward's looking his way, but he runs out of time, and he has to get rid of it. And the pressure was coming from Uluave. What a night for Cade Uluave.
Cade Uluave played the first half of his life, double-digit tackles in the first half. He's in a spy position on Cam Ward. It is his responsibility to go wherever the quarterback goes. As soon as he recognizes that he's in drop-back mode, Uluave doesn't hesitate, green dogs the play, comes downhill, does a phenomenal job of forcing a punt and a 4th down for the Canes.
So in the terminology, as the punt goes away, when you say green dog, explain exactly what that means.
Yeah, it's a moment as a linebacker, as soon as your responsibility isn't going out for a pass pattern or Cam's not going to run, you get the freedom to blitz.
And it paid off there as they get a stop, and the Bears have it back, trying to spring another upset. Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the NFL Countdown crew, led by Mike Greenberg, will get you caught up on all the breaking stories before your NFL Sunday. Then Monday night, Patrick Mahomes and the undefeated Chiefs taking on Derek Carr and the Saints, 8 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes, and on ESPN2, Peyton and Eli. Peyton and Eli had you on yet, Brock?
I have not made the cut. No, I have not made it, Reese.
Me either. Fernando Mendoza gets away for just a minute, and he flipped it out toward Dyches, and Dyches very alertly chased the thing down just in case it was ruled a backward pass. That was Kiki Maunoa applying the pressure.
Well, listen, that's a dangerous play by Mendoza, but you got to give him a ton of credit because he basically saved the drive. Otherwise, they're looking at 2nd and 20. Maui Noah breathing down his neck. Fernando Mendoza did a great job of saving the field position on 1st and 10.
Haven't called Kiko's name a whole lot tonight.
Field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Well, they're going to look and see if it happened to be a backwards pass, but probably just for the spot on the field, because we mentioned Dyches alertly went over just to make sure.
Yeah, his tight end, Corey Dyches, number 10. Looked like that was a forward pass right at the tight end's feet.
I thought so too.
I guess maybe the question is, was a body part possibly down?
We had that earlier. Yeah, no, he's not.
Oh,
but that's closer than I thought watching it live from up here. So a very smart play by Dyches. But there would have had to have been a hurricane close enough for an immediate recovery. So this is more about spot and time.
Yeah, it looks like he's roughly around the 11, 12-yard line. Let's see exactly where he is when he lets go of the football. Closer to the 11 and a half. You know, Reese, this is close.
Yeah.
This is really close. This might be a backwards pass. To me, that looks like he's roughly on the 11 and a half yard line, maybe the 11. Where does the football end up when it comes out of his hand is the question. Now you got to remember the original call was an incomplete pass. So unless there's indisputable video evidence beyond all reasonable doubt, that's going to be a very, very tough call to overturn.
Although I do think there's been a trend in college football toward trying to get every little thing right instead of the original intent of replay, which is precisely what you said, and it's precisely what's in the rule book.
And you're right, Reese. The most important thing at the end of the day, get the call right.
Oh, I'm sort of disagreeing with it, actually. I think, you know, let the officials call a game. If there's an egregious error, which perhaps this is, you know, because everything counts. But, you know, look at the Miami-Virginia Tech play. I actually felt like at the end of that game they got closer to getting it right, but I'm not sure I saw indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field.
And that's exactly how I felt as well. I think ultimately it was an incomplete pass, but when you call that play last week, Miami-Virginia Tech, a reception, well, was there indisputable video evidence to overturn that? And this is a very pivotal play. This is a play, you know, the officials need to get right because, you know, Cal up 18 points right here. They have Miami on the ropes.
Review, the ruling on the field stands. It's second down.
I think that's a good call. I think it's a good call.
And I'm a proponent and a fan of, if it is not absolutely clear, go with the guys on the field.
I couldn't agree more, and I think the officials got that one right.
I agree. Javian Thomas checked into the backfield. 2nd down and 10 for Fernando Mendoza after the replay review. Oh, and all of a sudden now, Simeon Barrow is making his presence felt along that Miami defensive front.
Simeon Barrow Jr. with the hit.
Well, that's right, Reese. Barrow with his 2nd huge play of the 2nd half. This time coming from the nose tackle position, beating the one-on-one block up front by Rush Reimer, causing a 5-yard loss and a 3rd and 15.
Now, last thing Cal needs to do is get careless with the football. Punt's okay. Mendoza dumps it out. But if you can get more, why wouldn't you? They don't have to punt now. It's a 1st down. Javian Thomas inside the 30-yard line.
Well, there's a reason why his nickname is Jet. Javian Jet Thomas, just a little halfback screen. Great job by left tackle Victor Stoffel to get the play started. And then Jet Thomas, if you get him out in the open field, he's going to make you miss. And that's exactly what he did to multiple Miami defenders. And what a pickup for the Cal Bears offense. Just when Miami thinks they're about to get the football back with some decent field position, Cal picks up a 3rd and 15 and retains the momentum of the football game.
Right, their 4th completion of more than 50 yards. They got 56 there. A couple of them have been to running backs. And right on the money, he finds Jack Endries, who has a touchdown earlier. And Cal is cutting him up, a pickup of 20. Man, oh man, what a job by Mike Blesh calling this game. You see the frustration from the Hurricane fans who've made this 2,500+ mile trip.
Just a great play design. Jack Endries showing like he's in pass protection, which is why the Miami defense initially lost him. And then he just sneaks out the back door on a little tight end drag route.
Chandler Rogers is checked in at quarterback. He's a running threat. He has the ball. Rogers toward the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. You think it was wild in Berkeley this morning for game day. Let this hold up for about 23 minutes and 6 seconds of game time. 5 plays, 80 yards, and Cristobal's team is in a world of trouble. Playing on the road is different. It's been perilous from coast to coast today, and yet another highly ranked team has taken some big-time haymaker shots. Chandler Rogers off the bench into the end zone, and Mendoza loves it. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you to All-State. Of course, that's not the only way you make money kicking.
Put the campanile in the backdrop.
Come on, dude. Come on, you got this.
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
Oh!
How good is that? That is
awesome.
exactly what college football is all about. Making a 33-yard field goal with vans on your feet. He said that he got to the stadium at 11:45 last night, and he $100,000 going into his bank account today. Unbelievable.
I loved Herb Street's celebration too. But by the way, I hope it's not supposed to be a surprise. Herbie will be mad at me. But I think Herbie's wife, Allie, now buying us all some checkered vans to celebrate. And also McAfee, extraordinarily generous, pledged, some money for the hurricane relief in eastern Tennessee and North Carolina, which all of us are going to do. I think pledge was $500,000 among all of us on the set. So a lot of good things happening in Berkeley, and they might all think up on Tightwad Hill that the best thing is going down right now on the field with the sturdy Golden Bears up 35-10. Cam Ward This is an opportunity to lead a massive comeback. It was just last Saturday night that we saw Georgia, a Lazarus-like comeback to take the lead against Alabama before falling late.
And listen, Reese, it's really going to test his patience. Down 25, I don't expect Cal's defense to really give him any man-to-man opportunities, single high defense, to allow him to push the football downfield. So this is going to test his patience. Is he willing to take the underneath throws to try to get his team back into the ball game?
You put it on the ground, Martinez. Damian hasn't found a whole lot of running room tonight. Picks up about 5. Ninth carry just short of 40 yards now.
I expect Miami for the rest of the night to essentially be in a 2-minute offense. They got to play with good tempo. Run game will still be available.
The explosive nature of their offense, they've got plenty of time, but they do have to be expeditious. And that one is caught by Restrepo, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, down 25, time is not your friend. But like I was saying, run game still at your disposal. Screens, you can't just get into a complete drop back football game at this point. Otherwise, the Cal defensive front's going to tee off on you. So Shannon Dawson has his work cut out for him, and this is really going to test Cam Ward's patience.
So if you're counting possessions, you need 4 productive ones, and then a bigger problem might be holding Cal right where they are. Ward 15 of 24, 143 yards. Martinez on the ground. Damian kept those legs driving. Pick up of 5.
Great job by Damian Martinez following his right guard. Big number 73, Inez Cooper, to make this a 3rd and manageable situation for the Canes.
Ward needs 5. Right down the middle and right on target is George again. He gets it down to the Cal 41 on a 1st down.
That was a big-time play by Cam Ward. Miami running an underneath mesh concept, which is what you run when you're expecting the defense to play man-to-man. But George doing a great job sitting over the middle. That's where the football needs to go versus zone. Cam Ward recognizing it and delivering on time.
They gave him 15, marked it at the 42. Now Ward looking, has to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. Martinez, the intended receiver.
Just an off-target throw by Cam Ward. He loves making plays outside the pocket. He's patient out there. He's cool. He's calm. He keeps his eyes down the field. But that's a play where I'd really like to see him get the football to Damian Martinez a little bit earlier and more accurate. You can see the frustration with Cam Ward. But you got to give a lot of credit to Cal's defense tonight of keeping a lid on this explosive Miami offense.
Pressure again. Ward throws it back into the middle, and he almost threw his 2nd interception. It's Craig Woodson. He's had a nice game tonight, almost got one. There's a flag down on the far side, right at the 42.
It's going to be a legal man downfield. Miami was trying to get a screen play started. Cam Ward couldn't throw on time.
The eligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 73. That penalty's decline. Result of the play. 3rd down.
I think that's a good decision by Justin Wilcox to decline that to force the 3rd and 10 rather than playing for 2nd and 15. Want to talk about gotta have it moments?
Yep.
The Hurricanes need a 1st down or at least some positive yards to make it 4th and manageable.
I would assume just about everywhere is 4-down territory, at least when you get to the plus side. Ward buys a little time, finds a man, and it is Sam Brown making the catch, and he's bumped out of bounds just short of the 35, picks up 6. So it will bring up 4th down and much more manageable.
That was really Impressive pocket presence and movement by Cam Ward. There was pressure early on by Xavier Carlton. He didn't panic, slid in the pocket, kept his eyes down the field to make this a 4th and 3, a very manageable distance for this offense.
But this game's going to be far less manageable for Miami if Cal can get a stop here. 4th down. Pressure coming. Ward gets rid of it and fires a strike to Isaiah Horton, and they move the sticks.
Well, gotta have it moment. And your Heisman contender quarterback, Cam Ward, coming through in the clutch, finding Isaiah Horton. Man-to-man matchup outside, just a quick slant. Great job by Horton winning on Noel Williams.
And that's been a hard thing to do all year. Cal coaches signaling furiously to their defense from the sideline. Ward to the outside. Got another completion, staying in bounds and getting down inside the 5 is Brown again.
I'm not so sure Sam Brown's foot didn't touch outside on that white line about 10 yards back. But nevertheless, great pickup by Miami on 1st and 10. Cam Ward going all the way through his progression, finding Sam Brown outside on the stop route.
And I think that's what they're going to.
Feel it's a completed pass. The runner did not step out of bounds prior to being tackled. That play is under further review.
So they'll have a look, and we will too, see just where this ball will be marked. But a good, calm answer up to this point on this drive for the Hurricanes to try to draw closer.
Yeah, it's a very impressive response by Cam Ward and co. You see Sam Ward, definitely that black cleat touching that out of bounds. Right inside that 15-yard line, about on the 14. Good catch by the officials. But like you just said, very impressive answering drive by Miami. It's a gotta-have-it moment, gotta-have-it situation for the Canes. Cam Ward doing a great job taking what the defense gets him, moving through his progressions and finding the open targets.
On the field, ruled down at the 3, but it appears indisputable video evidence will change that.
After further review, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 14-yard line. 1st down, Miami.
So they'll back it up 11 yards, but still a 1st down to work with here, and the Canes threatening.
Yeah, and this is an area of the field that Miami's just been absolutely excellent in all season long, scoring 70%, or excuse me, touchdowns at a 70% clip when they get into the red zone. This is one of those moments where they need to add to that tally. They're desperately in need of a touchdown as we get closer to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Clock working its way toward 4 minutes. And now inside it. Ward has room to run, throws it instead. Martinez hit right at the doorstep, and Martinez will be stopped on the 1-yard line. Uave making the stop, but it'll be 1st and goal for the Hurricanes.
I have no idea how Cam Ward saw Damian Martinez. He's scrambling out to his left. He's looking left, and at the last second flips it kind of back to his right to his check down, who was wide open right over the ball. Great effort by Damian Martinez to try to get into the end zone.
They're going to make him run one more play from just inches away from the goal line.
I think this is a moment you need to give it to big number 6. Your running back's 232 pounds.
And whistles. And they signal the touchdown. And Damian Martinez gets it in. That is a much-needed score for the Canes.
Yeah, really impressive drive by Miami. Damian Martinez punching it in with the help of his tight end, number 8, Elijah Arroyo, delivering a great block on that touchdown run.
So 35-16. Canes will keep the offense on the field and go for 2. Try to make it a 17-point deficit. Corner showed the blitz. Now he's coming. He's picked up. Fade to the corner. Restrepo's got it. And the 2 is good. It's 35-18 with 3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining to play here in the third quarter. Well, Miami took a couple of big punches right to the jaw, but the Canes answered and still in it. Down 17 with 3 minutes to play here in Berkeley. Martinez getting in. Restrepo with maybe a little screen, we'll call it. Gets it for the 2. There's the Taco Bell Live My Student section all season long, student sections across the country. Competing to be the Taco Bell Live My Student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. And I would say these kids at Berkeley have been living Moss since early in the morning.
I don't know if they've slept in the last day. I think they've all been up for 24 hours.
And they'll be up for a while if they can hold on to this lead, but Miami has other ideas.
Great energy out of the home crowd tonight.
And on the return, it's Noah Williams, and he is tripped up. He's had a big night, had a pick 6. And now Mendoza and the Bears will go back to work in the waning moments of the third quarter.
Well, this is going to test an offense. You know, you got a multi-score lead. You're approaching the end of the third quarter. You can't take your foot off the gas, but you still need to be smart with the football. You need to take calculated risks because we know how talented Miami is and how explosive their offense is. So Cal needs to find a way to have success on first and second down, keep it third and manageable, and string together a good, healthy drive.
Mendoza had a career high in the loss to Florida State of 303 yards, and he's got 285 on 11 completions, and they do a little end around. Here comes Jonathan Brady. Brady across the 40 out to the 45. Aggressive play call. Give him 20. Yanni Hill with the stop.
Great job on the misdirection. You're going to see all these linebackers get sucked up inside on the fake to Jay Knott in the backfield. And then Matthews coming around the edge on the reverse. Great play call by Mike Blesh on the misdirection play. Miami's defense getting caught in an undisciplined situation, taking the eye candy.
Mendoza off the play fake. Avoids the rush of Bain. Now Fernando into Hurricanes territory. And he's knocked down inside the 35. Another play made by Mendoza. Pick up 21.
This kid just keeps making big play after big play tonight. He is Ruben Bain, 6'3", 275 pounds, freshman All-American a season ago. Bearing down on him, and Mendoza makes a miss, picks up an explosive gain for his offense. When you talk to his teammates, they say his toughness is infectious, it's inspiring, and he put it on display.
They go first down, and now threatening inside 2 minutes in the third. Not any running room whatsoever there for Jay Knott. Marinoa on the stop.
Chandler Rogers coming into the game at the quarterback position for Cal. Came in one play earlier in the second quarter, ran it in for a touchdown, making a little switch here in the third quarter.
It was a quarterback competition after Rogers transferred in. Mendoza won it, but they found a role for Rogers. It's paid off tonight. He thought he was going to run it, maybe, and he flipped it out to Jay Knott for the completion.
Yeah, guys, it is all smiles down here. We see Chandler Rogers in at quarterback. An offensive coordinator, Mike Blesh, telling us he can make those plays, particularly when a play breaks down. That's when he shines. Even at practice, guys, he makes some moves. The whole defense just hoot and hollering. But those are those explosive plays, and we're seeing that now here, him at quarterback.
Sherry Kadarius Callaway, number 2, is in the backfield now. Callaway has the ball, and he gets down just short of the 20-yard line. Maybe picks up one before Vissaint stops him.
Kadarius Callaway, a bit of a journeyman on his 4th school. Known more to be a short yardage and goal line runner at 220 pounds. But as we approach the end of the third quarter and head on into the final period, Cal well in control of this football game.
Did you see this one coming? You've watched the ball all day. You might have. Cal up headed to the fourth.
You told me on offense you guys needed to find your rhythm. You're also really opportuning, I think, the explosive plays. Final quarter here, what more needs to happen?
Yeah, stay on schedule on offense, be really efficient on offense, and then on defense we're going to have to find some stops, you know, third and fourth down, and if they're going to throw the ball, then we actually got to get after the quarterback. But this is, they got a great team, and so we're going to have to show up in the fourth quarter.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
They've been showing up all night. Rodgers hit quickly on the quarterback draw, stopped just inside the 20.
Cal has a good little package for Chandler Rogers tonight. You can tell it's all built around the run game. Already has one rushing touchdown on the game. Doing a good job picking up positive yards, making it third and manageable here for the Cal Bears.
It is a little bit unusual to see him stay in this long with the night Mendoza's been having.
Yeah, this really surprised me on third down. I thought Fernando would be back in there. Chandler needs to be very smart with the football, considering he has 3 points in his back pocket here.
Instead, he'll throw to the end zone and almost had himself a touchdown pass. Tron Grizel couldn't come up with a catch.
Well, that was a good throw. Finding the one-on-one matchup outside. Tron Grizel playing in the slot, just running a big box fade to the back pylon. Ball was slightly behind him, but he did have an opportunity to reel it in for a touchdown. Good job by Chandler Rogers to give his big wide receiver a chance.
Now Ryan Coe, the veteran, well-traveled kicker out of Pittsburgh, will come and try give the Bears a 20-point lead from 37 yards out. Kick is on the way, and it is good. And they're up by 20. And Miami has 14 minutes and change to try to save themselves. A couple of top 25 volleyball matchups on the ACC network. Tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, Louisville against Georgia Tech, both in the top 20. Also in the top 20, Pitt and SMU. That's Wednesday at 7. You can catch it all on the ESPN app. At 6'7", 6'8", you look like a man. You might know his way around the volleyball court.
Oh, you know I love me some beach volleyball.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so fun. My young girls are starting to get into volleyball. It's been a lot of fun in the Osweiler household.
And Cal's trying to finish off a spike of the number 8 team in the country. 38-18. Let's take a look at Colonel Richard H. White as we honor those who served, brought to you by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Served for 31 years in the Army. He's Mario Cristobal's father-in-law. And you see what a valiant career he had in the military. Awarded the Bronze Star, the Medal of Valor, inducted into the U.S. Army OCS Hall of Fame. Richard H. White, Colonel Richard H. White, father of Mario's wife, Jessica. We're honored to point his service out tonight. Drop pass, it'll be 2nd and 10. Fletcher couldn't hang on.
Not the drive starter you want if you're a Miami fan, but you have to give a lot of credit to the Cal defense. Just nowhere to go with the football for Cam Ward. The Bears defense, they've done a phenomenal job all night long. When Cam Ward gets outside the pocket, they're really plastering down on those wide receivers, and there's nowhere to go with the football in the scramble drill.
14 minutes. They need 3 touchdowns. And they need to find a way to stop Cal when they have the ball. But that'll be a good start. Xavier Restrepo works his way up across the 45-yard line. First down, Canes.
Good recognition by Ward, finding his go-to target, Restrepo, in the slot. He's matched up with number 9, Ryan Yates. That nickel position's really been a bit of a struggle this year for Cal. If there is one weakness in the defense, that's the spot. Good job of Cam Ward taking advantage.
2 flags fly from behind the offensive play and thrown into the end zone and knocked away. We'll see what those flags are about.
Holding
That would have been a good guess with both of them flying in from behind Ward before he launched.
Zach Carpenter, the center that came over from Indiana, played center and guard during his career for the Hoosiers, started 25 games. He's really been kind of one of the cornerstones of this Miami offensive line early in the season, brings a lot of leadership and experience to the position.
His former teammates are doing quite well, too. And what a job by Kurt Signetti in Indiana. It's been that kind of year already. Here we are in early October. Could we have the 5th top 11 road upset of this Saturday? Miami's going to have to do work to avoid it. Ward buying time. Now running back to his left and finding some room. Gets by Uliave, one of the rare times he's missed a tackle tonight. And he gets into Cal territory, pick up a 14.
Tell you what, Cam Ward, he is an absolute competitor at its finest. He might have ran 75 yards on that play just to gain about 5. So impressive. Nowhere to go once again down the field with the ball. Give Cal secondary credit, but Cam Ward finding a positive play.
Fletcher picking his way ahead. It'll be 3rd and short.
Good job by Fletcher making the first miss. Uluave coming from the middle linebacker position on a blitz. Met Fletcher in the backfield, but Fletcher made a miss to bring up a 3rd and short. Gotta have a moment. There was a moment like this early in the game against Virginia Tech for Miami a week ago where they went hard play action, got the entire defense to bite up in this exact scenario and took a shot down the field for a touchdown.
Well, you think that when you know they'll go for it on 4th down, maybe they'll do it again. Instead, they'll flip it out to the tight end, and for the 2nd time tonight in a short yardage situation, pass out in the flat. Doesn't get much. Riley Williams on the reception, and now it'll be 4th down.
That's an unbelievable play by cornerback Marcus Harris. He's in press position up top and just beats the wide receiver.
And Harris is the one that's slow to get up. He's had a really good night, Brock.
Yeah, beat the wide receiver at the point of the tack, got into the backfield to force the 4th down. Big 4th down coming up for Miami when we come back.
Timeout on the field.
ESPN College Football is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app. And in part by Mercedes-Benz.
Morning started at College Game Day. And I pointed out on the show, Miami hasn't won a conference title since the Big East played football. Certainly they can still win a conference title regardless of what happens here tonight. But perhaps so too can Cal. 4th down and 1. Canes down 20. Gotta have it moment, as you call it. Fletcher. And there's a flag coming, and it's going to increase the degree of difficulty for the Canes.
It's going to be a legal motion on Arroyo. Tight end came in motion across the screen. Started moving forward before the ball was snapped.
And after a quick start, things sort of unraveled for the Canes. Jumped on top 7-0, and then the Bears went on a run.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 8. Looking for the line of scrimmage to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Arroyo is going to come from the bottom of your screen to your top in motion. When you're in motion, you cannot start going forward before the football is snapped, which is why that was a legal motion call. Arroyo, who's had really a breakout season for the Canes, with the pivotal mistake on 4th and 1.
With the ball resting right at midfield, the game could be hanging in the balance for the Canes, and Cal wants to make sure they have that defensive call just right. So you got one of the more creative players in the country in Cam Ward. What are you calling here?
Yeah, I'm not going to let him be creative. If I'm the defensive coordinator, Peter Sirmon, in this situation, I'm going to bring an all-out pressure. There's been one time tonight on a 4th and short where Miami had an answer when Peter Sirmon and his defense brought pressure. Outside of that, they haven't handled it very well. So if I'm the Cal Bears, I don't want to give Cam Ward time to think. I want to force him into making a very quick decision.
Cam's played a long time. Incarnate Word, Washington State, now Miami. 50 starts. Only twice has he been held without a touchdown pass. He doesn't have one yet. Now, if Cal brings the heat, you're down 20. You need something big. Might Ward try to strike and get it all here? What they really need, though, is 6 yards to keep the ball.
Cal showing man-to-man defense.
No extra pressure. Restrepo. And he'll have the first down. The reliable veteran receiver and the Canes are still alive. Needed 6, got 7 from number 7.
What a crafty route by Restrepo. Reminds me of those New England Patriots slot receivers, Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, faking the quick out and coming back on the return route to the middle.
And Ward fires a strike. Arroyo was called for that penalty a couple of plays ago. Check that. No, I beg your pardon. That's the youngster Elijah Lofton, number 9, who makes the catch. 26 yards on the pickup.
It's a big-time catch by Elijah Lofton, true freshman out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. Talking to the coaching staff, they say they are very excited about his future, has an extremely high ceiling, and you can see why. Bringing in that reception, gotta have it moment, taking the big hit and holding on to the football.
Just inside the red zone. Canes putting a drive together. Ward firing. Restrepo has it. He's inside the 10 before he's guided out of bounds by Harris. And then there was a flag at the end.
That's going to be a late hit on Marcus Harris. Restrepo was clearly out of bounds, and there was a little extra shove pushing Restrepo down to the turf.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense number 5. Penalty is half the distance to goal. Automatic. First down.
And had the first down. Now they'll be even closer.
Restrepo coming up really big on this drive. In big-time moments, you got to go to your big-time players, and that's exactly what Restrepo is. Picking up the 4th down conversion, winning against man-to-man, and then last play, being covered in man coverage once again, and winning to get down inside the 5-yard line.
Restrepo on the verge of moving into the top 5 in receiving yards in Miami history. What they really need right now is a score to draw closer. Ward being chased, and Cam will throw it out of the back of the end zone.
This defense has just been so impressive all night. Cam Ward did a great job selling the fake, bobbled the snap. A little bit of issue with the initial snap exchange with that pulling guard, but nevertheless did a great job of selling inside run. Didn't fool Cal for a second. The secondary linebackers stayed disciplined with their eyes, didn't take the candy, nowhere to go with the football for Cam Ward down the field.
Now 2nd and goal. Ward firing, goes into the air, and very dangerous after the deflection. Riley Williams will probably tell you should have held on to that one.
That was a really impressive throw by Cam Ward. There was a very, very small window to fit that football into, with defensive end number 7, David Reese, dropping from that end position into coverage. You want to talk about a small window, but Cam Ward put it exactly where it needed to be. A play Riley Williams needs to help him out and make that catch.
3rd and goal. Pressure. Fire on the slant, and he's into the end zone. Ball came loose, and there is a flag down 2. There's a lot going on in that play. Isaiah Horton.
Reese, I think it's going to be pass interference on wide receiver Sam Brown. The Canes were trying to run a little mesh rub play that so many teams do.
The play was a touchdown, however, pass interference. Offense, number 11. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
And that's exactly what it was. So it takes what would have been a touchdown off the board.
You can clearly see Sam Brown doesn't agree with the call. There's such a fine line when you're down on the goal line on these rub plays. He's just trying to rub Noel Williams, number 3, who ultimately makes the tackle on Isaiah Horton. Just trying to create a little bit of separation. Hard to see exactly what happened outside, but the officials called it pass interference, and boy, what a terrible play for Miami.
So now they're backed up just inside the 20 on 3rd and goal. And try it again, this time make it work. Isaiah Horton goes into the end zone without incident, and the Canes draw closer.
Well, we heard all week from the coaching staff, Cam Ward doesn't flinch, right? He has a low heart rate, low pulse. He's confident, he's calm, and you saw it there. Backed up all the way almost out to the 20. You were just inside the 5. Doesn't blink an eye and throws an absolute strike to Horton to keep his team in the ball game.
Andy Borregales to make it a 13-point game. Lots of time left here in Berkeley. Just under 10.5 minutes to go. Cristobal's team now putting a little game pressure on the homestanding Bears. We got a finish coming up. Next week, ABC, full slate in the SEC. Alabama goes back home. They won't have a one by their name anymore after Vanderbilt upset them. Red River follows Alabama, South Carolina, and then Ole Miss and LSU. Well, what a bounce back by the Rebels going on the road today at South Carolina. All coming your way on ABC. Oski is hoping that this will be the second day in FBS history that 5 AP Top 11 teams have gone down against unranked opponents. His Bears are up by 13, but Miami just scored, and now a really crucial defensive series for the Hurricanes.
That's right. Very, very crucial for the Hurricane team to get the football back, still down 2 possessions. But on the flip side, this is an opportunity for Cal to really take control of this 4th quarter. If they can string together a couple first downs here, milk some clock, regardless if they get points or not on this drive, as long as they can burn some time, they're going to put their defense and the rest of their team in a really good position as they move through this 4th quarter.
And Fernando Mendoza back at quarterback. We saw Chandler Rogers have a series. He did almost throw a touchdown pass, but we were wondering about it, and that could have been a big play for Jaden Ott. And a little bit of a tough catch, but Ott couldn't hang on to 2nd and 10, and the clock stops.
Yeah, that football came in a little hot, Reese. That's one that Mendoza's going to want back. When you're throwing to a tailback, I like how he was trying to lead him so Jaden Ott could get some yards after the catch. But you got to float those out there and make those catches easy for running backs out of the backfield.
Mendoza realigning his receivers. There's enough time to get everybody lined up. Now they'll give it to Ott. Jaden will get nothing on the outside. Now it's going to be 3rd and long, and you start to feel the Canes trying to grasp a little momentum as Basaint was there to stop it.
Yeah, great job by linebacker Wesley Basaint, keeping his outside leverage, not letting Jaden Ott capture that perimeter like he was trying to do. Forcing a 3rd and 11 here. If the Canes can get off the field right now, get the football back to Cam Ward, as explosive as that offense can be, Miami is well within reach of this football game.
The playmaker locked in with his team, Michael Irvin, on the sideline. Everything for Cal tonight has come courtesy of big plays and through the air. They haven't been able to run it at all.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You know, Brock, last Saturday night, I was in Tuscaloosa. Georgia trailed by 18 in the fourth quarter. Came back to take the lead. Eventually lost the game, but they came back to take the lead. Miami trailed by 17 tonight.
Yeah, and don't forget, Miami was down in the fourth quarter last week by double digits.
Mendoza. And down he goes. And a flag comes in too. Might be a face mask penalty coming.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
What a huge penalty and what a huge break for Cal.
I mean, it was critical. Miami's about to get the football back. This is where your technique needs to show up. Got to keep the hands low. You're there to make the play. Ruben Bain, Tyler Barron, you're in the backfield. I get it, backs against the wall. Crucial moment. You've got to play with your technique because you just gave the ultimate gift to Cal with a fresh set of downs here in the fourth quarter.
Clock winding down toward the 9-minute mark. Digits in motion. Give to Javian Thomas. Thomas squirts through the initial wave. Now we know we're there to make the stop after he picked up, about 3.
Good job by Bastion Swinney up front, number 76. Creating a little bit of air in the front for Jet Thomas. This is a moment where Cal's offense, they just need to find a way to get some sort of positive yards on first and second down. Early on in this sequence, just going backwards, you're well in control of this ball game. If you can even get 2-3 yards like you just did on that last play, it's going to keep this thing in third and manageable as you move through the drive.
Back to the ground. And nothing doing there as Thomas is pretty much stopped in his tracks. Third down coming.
Really good tackle by Aguirre coming up from the middle linebacker position, number 32. Now Cal has a big decision to make. 3rd and 7. You're up by 2 possessions. Do you put the football in the air? And I think you're going to find out a lot about how this coaching staff feels about Fernando Mendoza, just a redshirt sophomore, his maturation process, where he's at. If I'm the coach here, I'm throwing to get the first down. I'm playing to win. Now, it's got to be a smart call, but play for the win.
And that's what they're doing. And Mendoza feels the heat. He goes down. Remember, coming into the night is Ruben Bain back in the lineup for this game, gets the sack. Mendoza had been sacked 13 times in the previous 2 games. And the Hurricanes get another one.
You were wondering when Ruben Bain was going to make his presence felt in this football game, and on that 3rd down, beat a double team. Jet Thomas was chipping him off the edge, so there was a double team. Great play by Ruben Bain, but I also want to give Fernando Mendoza a lot of credit. He didn't make a bad play worse. The coaching staff entrusted him in trying to pick up the first down by throwing the football. Pocket broke down, he protected it, and reserved the right to punt the football.
Canes are trying to save field position and perhaps get a return. 2 return men back. Restrepo comes up and he'll make the fair catch. And the Canes will have good field position. They scored the last time they had it. Now 6:42 remaining. Hurricanes down by 2 scores.
Well, you want to talk about a monster night. Cade Uluave just put together a phenomenal performance. By the time we got to halftime, he was already to double-digit tackles. He's been relentless no matter what his role was. He's blitzed the quarterback, made plays in the backfield. He's been running sideline to sideline and tied a career high tonight with 14 tackles, and the game is not over.
That was 14 tackles coming last year in the game against Oregon. Ward firing it into the middle. That's Isaiah Horton making the catch, picking it right up off the turf. 13-yard completion.
Expect Miami to play in warp speed here. They need multiple scores. They're going to go as fast as possible.
And the whistle's coming in. We presume to make sure Horton made the catch.
First charge timeout. Cal, it's 30 seconds.
Well, so it was not a stoppage. Cal uses its second timeout. Now, you don't want to get caught in a really bad call and give up a quick score here. But look, this thing's a long way from over, and now the Bears only have one timeout.
Well, and that's exactly right, Reese. Like, if you're not comfortable with your defensive play call here, being fully in control of this football game, don't save those timeouts. So I obviously there was something going on down there with the defense. Good decision by Justin Wilcox to burn a timeout and get his team organized.
See the games coming up in the next several days. Michael Irvin, you're trying to keep Miami from being the latest upset victim, at least by offering moral support. And boy, what a day it's been. And now there's a certain nervous energy that you feel throughout the stadium. For a while, a lot of confidence. But now that lead's been cut to 13, and the Canes have found a rhythm.
Well, and that nervous energy is because Cal is on the cusp of a monumental program-building victory under Justin Wilcox. The fans can feel it. They know they're close, but they also know who's playing quarterback for the other team, and Cam Ward still has plenty of time to go to work.
It has been something for Wilcox's teams, a lot of close games, and a lot of them. Looking for a landmark win here tonight, but Ward has other ideas. Taking a shot down the field and a little too much for Isaiah Horton.
Boy, Isaiah Horton, he can flat fly. Just a redshirt sophomore, 6'4", 205 pounds. I want to talk about a player that plays with an edge and has a high ceiling. He's someone to keep an eye on. Really having a breakout season for the Canes this year.
He'll take a break. He has run a lot of routes tonight. A lot of them down the field. Damian Martinez in the backfield with Ward. Been a relatively quiet night for Damian. Ward, fire, and how about JoJo Trader out there into the game and making a grab?
Cam Ward.
Nope, they're going to call it incomplete. I beg your pardon.
Ward trying to hit the true freshman wide receiver Trader. Good job of finding the one-on-one matchup up top with Marcus Harris. Football just a little bit outside. And Trader wasn't able to bring it in to force the 3rd and 10 for the Hurricanes.
Big 3rd down here. Flag flies. Ward underneath to Martinez, and Martinez is stopped right at the 50-yard line. Uluave and Buchanan both on the stop, pickup of 7. But the signal is offside against Cal.
Offside. Defense number 44 line up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Xavier Carlton caught in the neutral zone, so they'll get another 3rd down play as we head towards 6 minutes. Chris Johnson's into the game. He's a speedster. He's running down the middle of the field, calling for the ball, and is almost intercepted off the deflection off the hands of Restrepo. Jair Smith almost got to it.
Yeah, Smith trying to put the game-sealing play. He brings in that interception. It's all but done for the Miami Hurricanes. Trying to push the football down the field. Cal playing a zone defense. Cam Ward is attacking the right zone. Football just floats on him just a tick, just outside the reach of Xavier Restrepo.
Here's another one of the moments. Miami has converted twice in 3 tries on 4th down, and now it'll be tougher. Offense number 78, 5-yard penalty, 4th So a big step off here. Now the Canes will need 10.
In a lot of ways, this is going to be the play of the game, one way or the other. You're about to hear Cal Memorial Stadium be as loud as it's been in a long time.
And here they come. Ward fires. Who else? Restrepo, first down Miami.
Tell you what, Cam Ward is just so impressive, so calm under pressure. Cal playing his zone defense once again. Trusts Restrepo, it's his go-to target. Great throw and catch.
Ward back to work. Flips it ahead to Martinez. Martinez spinning and slammed down right at the 35 by Buchanan. Now second down, he's short. See if the Canes take a shot to the end zone here. Try to get one quickly. They won't. They'll flip it out. Catch is made by Horton. Enough to get the first down. He had to go to his knees to pull it in.
Yeah, a little off target with the throw. Cam Ward having to navigate a running back running across his lap, trying to flip out a little tunnel screen. Like you said, Reese picked up a fresh set of downs.
Ward again to the outside. He's got it complete. Harris there to make the stop on Horton. Clock will continue to run. 4:20 and counting. Another second and short. Canes threatening to make it a one-possession game. Ward, a lot of room. He's going to run it. Cam Ward, open area. Touchdown, Miami. 24 yards on the run.
This kid is something special, Reese. There's just no quit in Cam Ward. He is going to play every single week until there's zeros on the clock. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, under-recruited out of high school, from a 0-star to a 5-star. Catching Cal's defense and man-to-man. No one had eyes on the quarterback. Gets outside the pocket and makes him pay.
9 plays, 70 yards, just over 2.5 minutes. The extra point is true. And now the Hurricanes are just a touchdown, an extra point away from taking the lead. Cristobal has said he loves his team's competitive spirit. Man, have they been showing it.
I mean, it's just so impressive. You know, Cam Ward just does not give up. He gets outside the pocket, nowhere to throw the football, but there's no one on defense accounting for the quarterback. And once again, like he's done week in and week out this season, makes defenses pay with his feet and his arm on that drive.
Ward 31 of 48, 328 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and a 24-yard touchdown run. And you see Cal doesn't have a single yard in the fourth quarter, and they are going to need to get something done on offense with this possession.
I'll tell you what, you're going to learn a lot about this Cal football team right here on this possession. And it's really going to come down to the line of scrimmage. Who wants it more, the Miami defensive line or this Cal offensive line?
Offensive line has been a problem spot the last couple of games. You saw Reuben Bain back into the lineup for Miami tonight. Make a play earlier.
And what an opportunity for that young man, Fernando Mendoza. The kid that grew up a 3-minute walk from the University of Miami campus, wasn't recruited by his hometown team, the team he grew up rooting for. And he has an opportunity to knock them off, the number 8 team in the nation. But he's going to need to string together a great drive here to seal the ball game.
Mendoza's dad, Fernando, looking on. It's been a huge rally for the Canes. Now they find a crease, and running through there is Javian Thomas. Boy, did Cal need that one. 19 yards on the pickup.
Great job on the counter. Counter play, you're going to see tight end Corey Deitch's number 10 leading for running back Javian Jet Thomas. Great job of capturing the edge by the Cal Bears offensive line and tight end for the explosive play to start off the drive.
Brought Cal at a 35-10 lead in this game. Miami's outscored them 22-3. They need one more stop here.
I'll tell you what, Reese, it is just so impressive. Miami was on the ropes. You really felt like pretty much all the way back to the second quarter, but there's just no quit in Mario Cristobal's football team. They're relentless on defense. There's no quit on offense. Cam Ward, Xavier Restrepo just making play after play. And I think a lot of that is the mentality of that man, their head coach, Mario Cristobal. He's as tough as they come. And there's going to be no quit in his football teams.
MMA trained. Secret Service once hired him. Stood in against the Cal Bear territory fans this morning on game day. But now the Bears showing some toughness too. Another strong run by Javian Thomas. Aguirre on the stop.
If I'm Miami, I'm going to consider burning a timeout here. As every second ticks away, it makes it more and more difficult for you to come back and win this football game. You're watching precious time roll off of the clock right now.
Now, clock management has been something people have questioned about Miami here.
Yeah, I just don't know why you wouldn't save that 30 seconds in this critical moment.
Well, it's a third down. He might give Cam Ward all 3 timeouts to work with, and Cal trying to convert with 2 minutes to go. Started in the wee hours of the morning. Memorial Glade on campus at Cal. Fans showed up, showed out, believed that the Bears could have a landmark win. So you start last night camping out. Teams expended energy. They have enough gas to finish it. 2-minute timeout. Miami's got all 3 timeouts, and they need a stop on 3rd and 7. You throw it here.
False start, Corey Deitch's. Number 10 for Cal. The question is did the defensive line, by doing that quick, abrupt shift, is that what drew him off?
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Reese, that drastically changes your play call here. On 3rd and 7, I'm absolutely throwing. I'm trying to win this football game. We have the number 8 team in the country on the ropes. But this situation here, 3rd and 12, this is much different. You need to be very smart with the football. You can't turn it over here and give Cam Ward a short field. You have to have calculated aggression here in this moment for the offensive play call.
And let Mendoza throw. Fernando takes off, and he gets a big hit. There is Basaint. Went right after him, and Mendoza really slow to get up. He took a shot. Well, Mendoza's really played well. No flag on the hit. I know that's what everybody's thinking.
Boy, talk about the courage of Fernando Mendoza. Game on the line, trying to lower his shoulder, pick up some extra yards. But Wesley Basaint, what an unbelievable hit. You just hope Fernando Mendoza is okay in this situation.
You see his parents looking on.
Clean hit, legal hit.
Well,
that's close.
Yeah, there was a launch there, and maybe a lead with the head too. Yeah, probably fortunate that there wasn't a flag for them to at least have a look.
I don't think you're wrong, Reese. I misspoke. That's definitely worth looking at. You're right. There's a launch. There's contact to the head and neck area.
Previous play is under further review for potential targeting foul.
And here we go.
Chandler Rogers warming up. Mendoza has played a fantastic game. 11 of 18, 285 yards. kid from Miami. His game meant so much to him. And now they'll check him out. Have a look at it. What do you think here, Brock?
Well, we got to look for an indicator. Let's start with that. We know there's contact to the head and neck area. There is a clear sign lowering the head. There's a crouch. There's an upward thrust.
And remember, Mendoza not a defenseless player here.
Correct.
Because he's just a ball carrier.
Correct.
Yeah. So now they really restricted where that crown area is, so smaller target area.
Here's why I think this will ultimately be a targeting call, because Besaint is hitting with the 6-inch radius at the top of his helmet. And as soon as you see that, and then there's an indicator on top of it, which there is, that is an automatic targeting call for the officials.
Well, the crowd is celebrating, trying to rally the Bears. Let's see what the replay booth believes. This is a booth-initiated review for targeting.
Fernando Mendoza talking with his teammates this week. They said, we respect him, we love him, his toughness is inspiring. Well, after that play on 3rd down, lowering his shoulder, putting his body on the line for his teammates.
And here comes Fernando, too.
What a fearless competitor.
He's played his rear end off tonight. The toughness, his backup, Chandler Rogers, has had moments, scored a touchdown in the packages that they have set for him. Now the official.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as 4th down.
Did not call targeting. And they said stands. And on the targeting calls, you know, they have to confirm.
So back-to-back weeks, Miami's in situation where it comes down to replay. And you question if the officials are getting the calls correct. I do not know, by the definition of the rule book, how that is not targeting. I'm not saying Wesley Besaint did that intentionally.
No.
I think he's just reacting, playing good, hard, tough football. But by definition, that is 100% targeting.
Miami has elected to decline the 10-second subtraction due to the injury by the player on the previous down. The clock will start on the snap.
The only thing I can think of, Brock, is one of two things. Either they felt as if they didn't have a clear enough look to see if that small area, atop the crown of the helmet, made the forcible contact to the head and neck area. And of course, as we mentioned, the differences when it's a ball carrier as opposed to a defensive player. But
well, and if we have to get to the point where a magnifying glass has to come out to get the calls correct, we might need to look at changing the way some of these rules are written.
And this punt is going to be a really effective one, as they'll pin him inside the 10-yard line. 1:42 to go, and Miami a chance to put together a drive to win the game. Sports Center after the game from Los Angeles. Vandy takes down Alabama. Everything that's happened in baseball. Injury updates before the NFL Sunday. Sports Center LA on ESPN and the app. But first, before we go to LA, we've got to finish in Berkeley. So whether you agree with the call or not, that's where it is. And Cam Ward, with the second game in a row, the chance for a Heisman moment. From his end zone, Restrepo open. Xavier Restrepo into Bear territory. He's on his way. Can he get it in? And just like that, one into the other, 77 yards.
Just a blown coverage by the Cal defense, something that they have not done all night. Came out in a zone defense. No one matched up with Xavier Restrepo. Got lost in zone coverage. Looked like a bust from my angle, which is why Restrepo was wide open for the massive play for the Canes.
And now Miami trying to break the Bears' hearts. Quick pass out. Horton gets it down to about the 10-yard line. And remember, Cal only one timeout left. So they can't really do much except try to get a defensive stop.
Restrepo on that big play just running a basic deep cross across the field, and you can see that there's nobody in the screen wearing a Cal Bears uniform. A complete bust by the back end, something that they had not done all night. And Cam Ward trying to make a Heisman statement here late in the fourth quarter.
We had a late flag there too, Brock. We'll see what the call is.
After the play, a sportsmanlike conduct. Offense on
Now look, they can certainly still strike from here, but this is mind-numbing to make that mistake and make it more difficult.
Well, there's nothing on the screen showing a personal foul, so you got to think Horton said something.
Cristobal looking for a better explanation. 51 seconds on a day filled with upsets. 4 teams in the top 11 have already fallen to unranked opponents on the road. And Miami, seemingly destined to be the 5th, now 25 yards away from pulling one out of the fire here in Berkeley.
I cannot believe what we're witnessing.
What a game.
At one point, Miami is down 25 points against one of the best defenses in the entire country. But Cam Ward doesn't flinch. He does what he does every week. He continues to play, makes play after play. And now here we are in a 6-point game with 51 seconds to go.
Brock, we found what drew that flag. The kick right there.
Yeah, there it is. Got to keep your composure in these big-time moments.
Horton caught for kicking check fall. You backed him up. Would have been 2nd and 5 at the 10. Ward firing, incomplete. Looking for Sam Brown. Imagine Hearns was on the coverage. Now it's 3rd down and 20.
It's a big-time pass breakup by Hearns. Kind of a backup defensive back, do it all for the Cal Bears. Plays outside, plays the nickel position. He's been safety before. Crucial pass breakup to force the 3rd and 20.
We saw Cam's mom, Patrice, looking on. And Justin Wilcox sprinting down the sideline. He'll use the Bears' final timeout of the evening.
So it's been very typical of a Justin Wilcox, Peter Sermon defense in these gotta-have-it moments to bring all-out pressure. However, in this moment, if I get to make the play call, 3rd and 20, you know Miami has to score a touchdown, I'm playing coverage. I'm playing zone coverage. I'm going to make sure every zone is taken care of. Keep eyes on the quarterback. If he gets outside the pocket, be ready to plaster down on those wide receivers. But don't give Cam Ward, he's so dangerous. Don't give him the easy man-to-man coverage where he can find an easy completion out there versus a blitz.
The longest domestic road trip for any game not involving Hawaii this year. More than 2,500 miles Miami's traveled. Now they need 20 yards, 47 seconds left, and they need a touchdown. Ward whips it out. He's got his man. He's got Martinez. And Damian Martinez puts him right on the doorstep. Picked up 23 And it's going to be 1st and goal.
Well, that's the downside to playing zone coverage. When you drop back into your zone, sometimes you lose the tailback out of the backfield. Damian Martinez sneaking out to the flat. You see, just gets a foot outside on the out-of-bounds line.
So they're going to have a look and make sure that Cam Ward was behind the line. Remember, your entire body has to be past the line of scrimmage for it to be an illegal forward pass. Miami's sitting at the ready. This would be a 2nd straight exhilarating win for the Canes if they can pull it off. The Virginia Tech game last week. Now this one, if they can do it. Let's watch.
Line of scrimmage is on the 25. And you said it, Reese, his entire body has to be beyond the 25 for it to be an illegal forward pass. We'd love a free shot of that. Officials are...
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 1st down.
That seemed the most reasonable. Stands means no conclusive video evidence. Play called on the field that nothing was amiss. And so now, 37 seconds separating the Canes from one of the great comebacks in recent memory for them. Once 35-10. Now down by 6. Give to Martinez. He's knocked down in the backfield. Craig Woodson firing through to make the stop. And timeout is called.
Great tackle by Craig Woodson coming off the edge. Bottom of your screen, unblocked backside. Just triggers right at the snap, and the 6-year senior making a big-time play late in the ball game.
Is this any fun?
My heart's racing, and I'm not even out there playing. This is unbelievable, and I think you need to tip your cap to both teams, right? Cal, the way they came out and played early, battled Fernando Mendoza, showing his toughness, his grit, will to win. But then you have this Miami team down 25 points. No quitting them. You've now seen this back-to-back weeks. They were losing to Virginia Tech by double-digit points last week. Comeback. Now they're trying to do it again. Cam Ward, you want to talk about a Heisman moment? Get this football into the end zone, and you're right at the top of that list.
He's thrown for well over 400 yards, 432 yards. Canes need 5 more. Martinez, and then the flip out, and Arroyo gets into the end zone. Elijah Arroyo, and the game is tied. A 5-yard touchdown catch.
Unbelievable comeback by the Miami Hurricanes. Elijah Arroyo battled injuries early on in his career, had so many ups and downs. He's being compared around Coral Gables as potentially the next Jimmy Graham, coming in, making the clutch play to tie the ball game with 26 seconds left on the clock.
Now, Borregales can give Miami the lead. Kick on the way. And the Canes have come all the way back, and they lead it 39-38 with 26 seconds remaining. What a performance, what a comeback. Cam Ward. He rode Martinez, pulled it out, and flicked it out to Arroyo, who gets it in.
Cal elected to bring pressure It was one-on-one with Arroyo in the safety. I think Cam Ward's mother likes that play. Oh, boy.
The Wards never miss a game. And this will be one that, whatever it costs them to get here, worth every penny, assuming that the defense can now keep Cal out of field goal range.
Well, listen, this game, 26 seconds left. Still a little time for Cal to try to make a move. But when teams go on championship runs, when they have memorable seasons, there's moments that you document and you say, it happened in that moment. And tonight, down 25 on the road, playing against one of the country's best defenses in Cal, holding opponents to 12 points per game. Talk about a second half performance by the Miami Hurricanes and Cam Ward.
Ugulave's played so well tonight. You see the emotion from him. But Ryan Coe has a big leg for Cal, but they've got no timeouts to work with in 26 seconds. And Mendoza is coming out to play quarterback. We saw him take that big hit. So the kid from Miami, who's played well in his own right tonight, has a chance for a storybook finish, but not a lot of time to get there. We'll also have to see if this Cal offensive front can protect him. Mendoza getting heat, gets rid of it. Just short, it's incomplete. Second down, 21 seconds remaining.
Ruben Bain applying the pressure. We've talked about him a lot here in the second half. Freshman All-American last season. Coming from the defensive end position, getting Fernando Mendoza off his spot, which causes the errant throw down the field. Have to find a chunk play here and either get out of bounds or run up and spike the football.
Mendoza back to work. Fires down the middle, looking for Dyches, and almost made the connection. It'll be third down, 16 seconds remain.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
That was Wesley Basaint, who was slow to get up and now walking toward the Canes sideline under his own power.
Wow, what a roller coaster this second half.
My goodness. My goodness. Fans starting to chant, "Let's go Bears." Time's running short. Fernando Mendoza's father, Fernando, hoping for a minor miracle.
Only 16 seconds left. Have to find a chunk play here on this play.
Hit as he throws and just missed Mason Starling, and now this is the last chance for the Bears. Fourth down, only 11 seconds.
Just out of the reach of Starling. Mendoza did a good job at navigating the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field. Just slightly in front of his target.
Number 2 for Miami is now wearing number 43.
You're familiar with the desperation play that scored.
The Miami Miracle.
Charge timeout, Miami. It will be 30 seconds.
Now with 11 seconds, fourth down, are you doing that now? Or are you going to try to get 10 or 11, get out of bounds, and then run another play?
I think you have to go for it right now. And what we're talking about in the Miami Miracle, think back to Boise State years ago. Every team has it in their playbook. You try to hit a deep end cut, and then you start playing lateral football. You flip it back to a running back, other receivers. You try to get the sideline and leverage. Offensive linemen release down the field to try to catch a block. Just a really, really tough situation for Cal to be in. Ideally, like you said, Reese, you would like to try to just pick up 10, 15 yards and get yourself in a better position for a Hail Mary. But I think at this point, because it's fourth down, you cannot risk being short and coming up short of the sticks.
Yeah.
Got to try to push the football down the field.
Miami has 3 defenders back at their own 40-yard line. Rushing 2, spying 1. They go over the middle and it's picked off Intercepted by Maui Noa, and Miami is going to get out of here with a win. Kiko Maui Noa seals the game with an interception on 4th down. And what a comeback. Miami has had a ton of memorable wins in its storied history. We talked about the championship drought, but now in back-to-back games, they have pulled one out of the fire on a day when upsets abounded.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything play out like the way this football game did. The emotion, the no quitting, the Miami Hurricanes coming back down 35-10 in the second half. And you see those emotions playing out on the football field right now.
Tempers, frustration, flag flying, another one. And man, you're so impressed with the Hurricanes comeback, but you can't help but feel for the Bears, who seemingly had this game all but salted away. Up 35-10 and 39-38. The U.
I'll tell you what, I've learned something about this Miami football team the last 2 weeks. They will stare adversity in the face and smile.
Will not flinch.
After the play, sportsmanlike conduct. Miami number 32, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Brock, over the last 18 minutes of the game, Miami outscored Cal 29-3 in 18 minutes.
Unbelievable.
Now, some might say maybe they shouldn't have been in that situation. But when you have an offense that can put up 29 in 18 minutes, you are never out of a game, and you're never out when number one is taking the snaps for you.
Well, no question, and they've now shown that back-to-back weeks. But, you know, to that point, I don't think Cal did anything wrong. They didn't take their foot off the gas. They continued to get points in the second half. The difference was Cam Ward, Xavier Restrepo, and the rest of that Miami Hurricanes offense.
And perhaps appropriate, too, that with the game in hand, Miami took a knee. 39-38, a comeback for the ages for Cam Ward and the Hurricanes. It's the biggest win in college football this season, biggest comeback win. The final score 39-38 for Brock Osweiler and Jerry Burris and our entire crew. I'm Reese Davis. Thanks for watching. Time to get to SportsCenter.